Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. One more time, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Welcome to the Committee of Adjustment. In accordance with Sections 45 and 53 of the Planning Act 1990 as amended, this meeting of Committee of Adjustment of the City of Toronto is called to order. The Committee of Adjustment consider applications for variances from the provisions of the zoning that applies to property, a permission to extend or alter lawful non-conforming uses, and also consent to serve a property to create new lots. My name is Yim Chan. I will be chairing today's hearing, and I also would like to introduce our members this morning's panel. And from my far left is Mr. Paul Gogan, and Mr. Dylan Reed, and Mr. Peter Reed, and also Ms. Katie PSA. And our Deputy Secretary Treasurer today is Ms. Sabrina Salatino. And I also would like to acknowledge that the land we are meeting is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississauga of the Credit, the Anasabi, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississauga of the Credit. Committee of Adjustment public hearings are now conducted in a hybrid in-person and also virtual format. Some applicants or participants will make their submissions in person, and others will participate virtually by electronic means through WebEx. The meetings are also streamed on the Toronto City Planning YouTube channel, and anyone wishing to view this hearing might watch on YouTube. Those who want to participate virtually and have registered in advance will be connecting with their computer, tablet, smartphone, or telephone, and have the options of participating with video or audio only. All virtual participants will automatically be muted on entry. And when your item is called, you will be unmuted by the moderator, one person at a time. We ask that you will mute your devices until you're called to speak. Those participating by video appearance will be temporarily upgraded to panelists when your item is being held. During this time, your camera will be enabled, and you'll be only visible during the 5 minutes speaking time. At all other times, your video will be disabled, and you will be reinstated as an attendee. For both in-person and virtual participants, Committee of Adjustment staff will share presentations submitted in accordance with the written submission deadlines. Those participating through WebEx are not allowed to use share screen or any other panelist controls during a video appearance. The host will remove you from the panelist role if you fail to respect this instruction. How to receive a copy of the decision. People attending in person today who want to receive a copy of the decision must fill out a decision request card, and those participating virtually need to submit a written request for decision by email. Please ensure that you include your name, address, and email address, because the Committee of Adjustment and also the Toronto Local Appeal Body, TLAB, will be sending notifications and appeals updates by email. If you do not agree with the decision of the committee, you may be able to appeal the decision to the TLAB, or in some limited circumstances, to the Ontario Land Tribunal. However, the provincial government amended the Planning Act and generally removed rights of third parties to appeal Committee of Adjustment decisions. Only the applicant, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, specified persons and public bodies, such those terms are defined in the Planning Act, are permitted to appeal decisions of the committee. Appeal instructions are usually set out at the bottom of the decision. And the following is the hearing procedure. I will call each item in the order listed on the agenda. When an application is not contested, the agent or applicant may proceed with the presentation if desired. When the committee does not require a presentation, applicants are to advise the chair should they wish to speak to the committee. The committee may ask questions and/or take the matter into committee for decision. And each speaker, including the applicant or agent, would be given a maximum of 5 minutes to address committee. And I will comment when you are reaching your 5 minutes. Any presentation or other materials you wish to submit to the committee must have been emailed in advance of the hearing. Staff and committee members cannot accept material during the hearing. When addressing the committee, please clearly state your name and address, and please remember to confine your remarks to the matters outlined in the application. The applicant or agent will proceed first and will make a presentation to the committee. And please note, the committee may not entertain revisions to proposals at the hearing today. The committee may decide to defer the application if substantially revised, to ensure the revised application is accurate and that all those entitled to notice of the application are informed of the changes. Then individuals, either in support or opposed to the application, will be invited to speak. In January, we will call the people in the room first, and then we will move on to the online speakers. And committee members may ask questions of each speaker after they finish their presentation. When all the speakers are finished, the applicant or the agent has the opportunity to rebut only those issues that were raised by the speakers. And after that, this will mark the end of the discussion, and the application will then be taken into committee for decision. And and this is the end of the hearing procedure. Now I would like to know whether we have some minutes to adopt.
Good morning, Madam Chair and panel members. Yes, the minutes from the January 28th hearing as well as the February 4th hearing minutes are ready for adoption.
Peter, have a motion to second. So KDPSA, all in favor of is adopted. Thank you. And also now I would like to know whether there's any declaration or interest from the panel and also from the staff.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. For item number 15, that's 1 to 15 DELISLE, I'm acquainted with the agent.
Okay, thank you. And also whether we have some files to be closed or we can deal with any deferral requests at this time.
Through you, Madam Chair, I see no files this morning to be closed. Through you, Madam Chair, there is one request for deferral. It's item number 14.
Number 14.
64 Balmoral Avenue. The sign was not posted in time. We will need a motion to defer this application, but the application is scheduled for our March 11th hearing.
So do I need to read the purpose for?
Yes, and we also have the agent online, no registered speakers for this item.
Okay. 64, item 14 is 64 Balmoral, Balmoral Avenue. And this is to alter the existing 2.5-story semi-detached dwelling by constructing a rear second-story addition, and also to construct a portion of the front lower level for the use of an integral one-car garage. They're seeking 3 variances. We have received 5 photographs of the property and a cover letter from the agent, and also a deferral request and from the agent. And we have received a letter in support from Councillor George Barlow, and also a support correspondence from 66 Balmoral Avenue. Yeah, we are ready for the applicant or the agent. Thank you.
Tony, you've been unmuted.
My name is Tony Diodati of Orange Ink Design. I am the applicant for 64 Balmoral Avenue, and we are respectfully requesting a deferral today due to the signage not being posted in time.
Yes, and I think it's an automatic deferral, and then I don't think we need to really discuss this. So so we have a motion for to defer this case? Yes, Mr. Reid, yeah.
Yeah, I'll move deferral so that proper notification can be provided.
Yes, and then who wants to second that motion? Ms. PCA, yes. All in favor for the deferral? Yeah, all in favor. Unanimously, it's deferred. Thank you. Yeah. So.
Through you, Madam Chair, that's all for deferrals. We can.
Go back to item number 1.
That's correct.
Yes. Item number 1 is 46 HOPEDALE Avenue. This is to construct a new 2-story detached auxiliary building, which is going to contain one laneway suite with an east side second-story balcony. And there will be a total of 3 residential dwelling units on this lot, and 2 within the main building and 1 within the auxiliary building. The existing semi-detached garage will be demolished. They are seeking 3 variances. And we have also received a copy of the survey site plan, floor plans and elevations, 14 photographs of the property, and a decision affecting the subject property, arborist report, and tree protection plan from the agent. We have received email correspondence from Metrolinks and Urban Forestry, TLCA, and we also received staff reports from Urban Forestry and within natural feature protection, and also from Metrolinks. We have received a letter of concern from 44 HOPEDALE, and we received oppositions from 64 HOPEDALE. And that's all the material we have. We are ready for the.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and 1 registered speaker online.
Okay.
Patrick, you've been unmuted.
Yes.
Hello, this is Patrick McAuliffe, agent for the owner, 69 Harris Park Drive, Toronto, Ontario.
Yes, we do have other speakers, right? But that's, okay, so you do have some opposition for your application. Can you give us a 5-minute presentation then, please? Yeah.
Yeah, we were at committee in April of 2024 to build a garage in this location. It was approved, but shortly after, the owner decided, no, she wanted to make a change, and she wanted to have a laneway house back here so that her son and his family can live in the main house. So we've come back now to get this laneway house built in this, basically the same location as where there was a garage before.
Okay.
The biggest oppositions at the time were the number of trees back here. And we have solved that problem by building this entire unit off the ground on conical piles. So there should be no issue with the roots of the trees, because it will be clear of all that. The other problem that will be arising will be the neighbor's semi-detached garage, and all we can really say is that when we tear down our part of the semi-detached garage, we will leave the existing remaining part of the semi-detached garage in a safe, secure, safe and secure. That's all basically, and I believe that there's only 3 issues, and I think they're basically minor issues.
Okay, so I guess this is the east setback, the remaining suite to the west label is existing at those setback. The garage is where it's still maintaining. It used to be like that, right? It's existing condition.
I believe that as a laneway house, I believe that we can build right up to the property line. Now, we haven't done that. We've made it so that it's possible to get around the entire building to maintain the building.
Okay, thank you.
We have 2 trees that have to come out, but they're privately owned trees.
Yes, okay, thank you. Yeah. Do you want to hold on, to
I think this
listen to
is
the opposition?
something I should be clarified before.
Okay,
So,
okay, please go ahead. Mr.
So
Yabby.
the survey says that the deck goes to the back of the existing garage. And according to a neighbor, that's still the case, but the plans you have the deck much smaller. Can you just speak to that, explain that, please?
Yeah, I don't understand that. The deck will not be touched at all. And
But does the current deck go to the back of the garage?
the deck on the back of the house will not be touched at all. And I believe there's a secondary deck, which is basically just a deck over top of the ground, that will be removed so that we maintain our soft landscaping.
Right, so your plan is to remove that second deck.
Yes, the lower deck, yes.
And would you be okay if we make a specific note of that in the
Yes.
like, tied site plan or something like that?
Tied to the
Absolutely.
site plan, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, all right, so, yeah, we may ask you more questions later, but let's have the opposition. Let's hear the opposition now.
Michael, you've been unmuted.
Yes, can everybody hear me?
Speak a little louder. Yeah, we can hear you, but a little bit soft.
Is this better?
Much better, yes.
Much better, okay. Okay, well, I'll refer you, thank you this morning to the committee for entertaining this. I'm referencing my letter of concern. There are 2 topics. One, as you saw in the opening statement of the application, that the semi-detached garage was to be demolished, and it also is referenced in the plan, if you'll notice. And we just want to reiterate that we are not approving this
Yes.
this
Yeah,
as well.
the
And I think
semi-detached is a little
Patrick
bit
did
lower. Yeah.
mention that
Yeah.
there'll be, his statement was that our side at 44 Hopedale will not be removed, and the side that is required to be safe and secure and waterproofed and so on, that would be in place. And you'll see on the plan, as described, it says the existing garage removed. I think that statement on the plan should be removed and be revised appropriately so that it is stated that will be done.
Oh, I see. You mean that to actually, when they demolish their side, they will just like patch up and make good of your side for sure, right? That's what you.
Well, I think patch up would be I don't think patch up is an appropriate statement, would be that it would be.
Make good. No, I did not say patch up.
Make good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
to
said
construction
yeah.
standards and so on.
I think
That's
they
correct.
have to do that, just for sure, yeah, okay. And,
Yeah. Okay, the second item is regarding the setback. The side yard setback, obviously, 1.2 meters is the standard. They're proposing on the south side 0.6 meters. Now, that's not a minor change or variation. That is, 50%. And again, as you see at the end of the laneway and the portion that I'm discussing specifically, when we talk about, future construction, building maintenance, emergency services, I just don't think half a meter is appropriate. It should be, I'm proposing that we go to 1 meter, just like the north side is proposed. The north side is 1 meter setback. I think the south side should be 1 meter as well to maintain, infrastructure maintenance, future, if I want to build something on my side as well, emergency services, all that. I just don't think 50% is a minor variation.
Okay, thank you. You have any question to this speaker? No, okay. Thank you. We will bring the applicant back to respond to your concerns, all right? Yeah. Thank you, yeah.
Yes, okay. As far as the party wall goes, we will make it safe and secure and making it look half decent especially from our side, okay? As far as the side yard setback goes, if you take a look at the rear of the property, you'll see that the brand new laneway house that is under construction right now is only built a foot from the property line, and we are 2 feet from the property line. So we've kept it back enough so that we can maintain the side of the building. Okay. And I don't know what else, side yard setback. Well, that's it. Okay. I think I've addressed all of his concerns.
You will think that the proposed setbacks are reasonable and adequate to address the maintenance concerns or you can access to the building. You think that that's adequate, right? That's enough, right?
Yeah, we have 2 feet on that neighbor's side. Where we actually meet the lane, we get closer, but that's just into the lane.
Okay.
But on his side, we have 2 feet, which is more than enough to maintain the building.
I see. Yeah, because the diagram on the screen now, it doesn't indicate where the lane, the end of the laneway is. It seems that
The lane is the curve.
just the curve, and then what is on the left side? And then it's all just driveway.
It's all his property. That's his
area?
property, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you can actually access to that side easily. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So any question to the applicant? No, we do not have any more questions for you, so now we are in committee. Yeah, so I'd like to start, yeah.
Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, I'm happy to start this, because I think this is a good application, especially on this lot, which is quite long for the area, so that the additional length of the laneway suite, I think the impact of that's minimal. And the 0.4 meters is really just to the pinch point. And I understand the neighbor's concern wanting 1 meter, but I do think that the 0.6 meters gets to a significantly sized area that will allow maintenance. And I'm happy to hear that the applicant has committed to making good the half demolished garage. So I think this is a very good plan, and I'm going to move a motion of approval subject to urban forestry condition 2 and ravine and natural features 1.
Can I just add? So I think it's important to tie to the site plan. So the soft landscaping is dependent on actually demolishing that second deck.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that we add in the purpose, the existing semi-detached garage and lower deck will be demolished.
Yeah.
And then we also tie it to the site.
Oh, so we revise the purpose clause.
Revise the purpose, because that's actually very significant in terms of variance 3. And we add a condition that it be tied to the site plan.
Good point, Dylan. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so, so the motion, you're putting out a motion with the amended and adding another condition as to, tied to the site plan. Yeah, okay, what, would you like to second me?
I'll second it with those,
Yeah.
with those.
Okay, Mr. Dillon, we second, all in favor of amended, yeah, unanimously approved. Thank you, it's been approved with conditions. Thank you, and now we have item number 2, is 487 Dawes Road. This is to alter the existing one-story detached dwelling by constructing a one-story rear extension and a rear second-story addition. There will be a total of 2 residential dwelling units on this lot, one in the basement and one in the first and the second levels. They are seeking four variances. And we have received a copy of survey site plan, 4 plans, elevations, and 4 photographs of the property.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Okay, there's no registered speaker, okay.
Good morning, committee. Good morning, Madam Chair. Jonathan Mitskowski, 301 Keewatin Avenue.
Just to let you know, you have no opposition, it's not contested. Application, do we need a presentation from him? No, we do not need a presentation from you. We have to study your application. So do you have anything you want to address the panel before we move into discussion?
I think, Madam Chair, I would just say that variances 2, 3, and 4 are all technical in nature. The existing dwelling is connected to the garage. Once the 5-foot addition or 1.52 meters is added onto the ground floor, it now again takes that entire length, depth, as well as the rear yard setback to that existing garage that is not to be changed and maintained. Only the new variance, again, is the increase in coverage of 35% to 38.27%, which again is caused essentially by an 8.1 square meter addition to the ground floor.
Okay.
So it would already be in non-compliance, although slightly from that coverage.
Yeah, okay, understand, yeah. All right. Any question to the applicant? No, so we don't have any questions, now we are in committee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy to move this. The explanation about the depth makes a lot of sense now that the garage is attached, but there's no actual change to the depth. And it's really an extremely modest addition, just, creating a bit more living space. So I think it's totally supportable, and I move to approve these variances without any conditions.
No condition. Ms. PCA, yeah. Okay. Second, all in favor with no conditions. All in favor is unanimously approved. Please, thank you.
Sorry, through you, Madam Chair, who seconded the motion?
Katie, PCA, yeah. The next item is number 3, is 113 Hatherley Road. This is to construct a new 2-story detached auxiliary building containing 1 laneway suite, and also with a west side covered entrance and with a rear carport for 1 car parking space. There will be a total of 5 residential units on this lot, 4 within the main building and 1 is in the laneway suite. They're seeking 3 variances. We also have received a survey, site plan, 4 plans and elevations, 1 photographs of the property and the decision affecting the property, arborist report, and also presentation material from the agent.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Oh, no registered speaker. Okay, so we are ready for the agent then. Yeah.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members
Yes.
of the committee. My name is Marco Vieira. I'm the
Yes.
agent, the designer for this application. My address is 257 Dunraven Drive.
Yeah, you do not have any opposition, so I'm going to check whether our panel wants to have a presentation.
A question.
Question. Yeah, we'll go into questions. Yeah, please go ahead, Mr.
Thanks, Chair. Just more of a technical question. The survey shows that there's a kind of cutout of a tooth at the back of the site, and then the site plan shows it as complete. Has the owner obtained that portion of that piece of land?
No, that existing portion is still staying. The garage that we were proposing, the laneway suite, is entirely within our lot. There was an old concrete block garage that is still being maintained. That belongs to the adjacent property.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. I was just kind of confused by the site plan.
Yeah.
But okay,
So we tucked in the proposed laneway suite next to that, and then we extended the second floor to allow for the parking underneath since it is covered, and minimizing the impact to landscaping being affected.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
there.
thanks. Sorry, yeah, I was just confused.
I have a question as well.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, on the site plan, it looks like there's some soft landscaping that's actually under the carport in the top right corner. So we have
Yes,
some.
correct. So on the top, let's call it the southwest side, the portion extending from the edge of the lane to, which is 1.5 meters to the overhang, is about 5 feet. But we extended the sodded area a little bit underneath, feeling that we can still get sun and natural light in there, and to minimize the hardscaping in the back.
Okay, and I see, okay. But there's also privacy screening along there. Isn't it going to block the sun?
Well, the privacy screen are essentially 4x4 or 6x6 posts, just to screen part of the covered area and not have an extended overhang feel like it's encroaching towards the block garage. It is not counted as part of the landscaping, but we would like to try to.
Okay, so just to be clear, so that portion of landscaping that you've marked as soft landscaping is not part of you're not claiming that as part of your soft landscaping?
No, we are not. No, we are
Okay,
not.
sorry. I was concerned that was part of your soft landscaping claim, but you're saying that that's not. Okay.
Yes, the portion that we included, and also the zoning examiner confirmed, it's from the extent of the overhang on the second floor. That's the only part that was counted.
Okay. Okay, good. Thanks. Sorry, I was concerned that was being included as part of the soft landscaping. If that's not the case, then that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, please? Yeah. All right. So we do not have any more questions now. We're ready to discuss this. Yeah, we're in committee now. Yeah, please.
I actually really like this. I like the carport. Keeps a lot of open feeling, despite despite quite a large laneway suite. I think it's actually a very attractive design and thoughtful design. So I'm happy to support this. Once that confusion's being cleared up.
So that's a motion too, right?
That's a motion, yeah.
All right. So do we have a second to that motion? Peter, second. Okay. All in favor with that motion? Okay. All approve unanimously. It's approved. Thank you. And next is item number 4 is 376 Rhodes Avenue. This is to legalize and to maintain the front basement walkout staircase that was constructed without an authorized building permit. And there are a total of 2 residential dwelling units on this lot. They're seeking 2 variances. And we also have receive a copy of survey, site plan, floor plan, elevations, 6 photographs of the property, and also cover letter from the agent, and an order to comply is issued. And staff report from Urban Forestry, and also an advisory comment from Metro Links.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Okay.
Morning.
Hi. Yes, it's not a contested application. I must see whether we need to have a presentation from you. No. Yes. Okay, please give us your name and address first. I forgot to ask you.
Sure. It's Anthony Provenzano. I'm an architect. I reside at 84 10th Street, Toronto, Ontario.
Okay, thank you. So we do not need a presentation from you. Do we have any questions? Yes, please, yeah.
Thanks, Chair. In relation to variance 2, you're looking for, it says you're providing 46% of soft landscaping in the front yard. I understand it's an existing condition and you're not proposing to change it, but can you explain how that is? It looks like there's just an extremely small strip on the north side.
Thank you very much. I think it was the hatch. That was, it was a hatch that's been shown now as the interlocking block. I think the hatch from the rear was put there, and I revised it, and I realized that was the miscalculation, and I apologize for that, but it was a graphic thing that precipitated it. There was
So
no.
are you changing the variance then?
No. To be clear, the variance is for the landscaping, which was, I mean, there's been no change to the landscape. So it's a pre-existing condition. This application is more of arises from a prolonged administrative process. There's no new development. I almost feel like I should have given the context of the presentation, which I'm prepared to do.
Sure, well, why don't you do that?
Because,
do you mind? Like, I got it all set up. It'll take 5 minutes.
Okay,
yeah, that's great. Go ahead.
No,
Is it okay?
just wait. We are just, if you want to bring some material up on the screen before we start your 5 minutes, fine. Just, yeah.
But when you're describing it, can you explain variance 2? Because I still don't understand it.
Yeah, just to add to that, like at the moment, there's no soft landscaping whatsoever at the front, both in the photos and in the plans. So it's hard for us to understand how 46% is soft landscaping.
No, I'm sorry. To be clear, that was a miscalculation, and I believe the reason was that it was the hatch that was on there prior.
Yeah, well,
So
if
I
it's a
think it was a
miscalculation, then
miscalculation.
do we need to change variance 2?
Let me. Can I give the presentation?
Yeah, but we want you to explain that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So only having 5 minutes, I just prefer to
No,
stick
it's
to
fine.
this.
No, we actually want to know what your proposed, where is the landscaping, and we'd like to have some more information because, yeah, you cannot, because it seems that the whole front yard is paved at the moment.
Correct. Should I proceed with the presentation to give the context?
Yes.
Okay. Anthony Provenzano, the architect representing 376 Rhodes. The overarching entirety of the context and the timeline is what I want to address, just because it will explain, hopefully, why we're here before you today. So as mentioned earlier, 7 years ago in 2019, a renovation of the home precipitated this. The owner reinstated a street-facing basement entry that was previously closed off. After construction was completed, it was determined that a building permit was required retroactively given the nature of the work. That building permit process triggered the zoning review, which is on file there, 21-193-033, dated 6 August 2021. At that time, the only zoning issue identified was the pedestrian entrance in the front wall leading to the basement, which was not permitted and required a minor variance. This all occurred during the COVID-19 period when the city operations and the committee scheduling were all significantly disrupted through 2020 and 2021. We all recall the confusion around that period. This application, for whatever reason, did not advance in the ordinary course during that period. Years later, because of the building permit requirement remained open, an order to comply was issued, and we were instructed to restart the entire process, including the new zoning application, zoning law certificate application. So here's the critical point, and perhaps the irony in all of this. The new ZAP review that we procured no longer identifies the front-facing basement entrance as requiring a variance. In other words, the issue that initiated this whole process is no longer an issue. Instead, the 2025 ZAP review identified the front yard landscaping requirements under 10.5.50.10, and that the front yard landscaping be 100% landscaping, and that 75% of that be soft landscape. I just want to be clear, there's been no change to the front yard condition at all. The existing interlocking pavers, the driveway access configuration, that has been in place before 2019. There's been no front yard expansion, no reconfiguration, no intensification. The physical condition today is the same as it was when the city first reviewed the property. The application therefore arises from not new development, but from just a prolonged administrative process spanning multiple zoning reviews and several years. Now the owners incurred significant time, professional costs, repeated application fees, first to address the variances no longer required, and now to address the landscaping provisions that were not identified in the prior review. So within that context, and hopefully this drives it home, we respectfully submit that the 4 tests are clearly satisfied, that the variance is, it's minor, it's desirable, it maintains the general intent of the zoning bylaw, and it maintains the intent of the official plan, because there's been no change in the front. And hopefully that's the calculation of this percentage or that. I mean, there's.
Yes, thank you. Do you understand the questions, right? Given you're giving us the site plan and also a calculation of 13.56 square meter of soft landscaping, but where is it shown on the site plan? And also in the photograph, it seems that there's no soft landscape. This is the front yard, yeah, variance number 2.
Correct. That bit on to the right of the staircase and to the property line.
That's 30.
Yeah. And that is incorrectly identified by that percentage, but I just want to stress that it's the same as it was when the property was purchased in 2019. That's the nature of this started because of that entry, and this has sort of surfaced since then. But there's.
Okay,
the configuration is identical.
If I can, I think, try to help out, I think I'm starting to understand what happened. So first of all, clearly the percentage was given by the zoning examiner, right? So it's not the applicant who's doing it, it's the zoning examiner who's decided that's a percentage. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right, okay. So secondly, I think that the actual driveway is excluded. And so what we're actually talking about, the site plan is not good in this case, but there's a tiny strip that is soft landscaping at the side of the driveway that's on this property. And what I'm guessing is that the zoning examiner has decided that the driveway doesn't count, and what they're counting is that tiny strip in relation to the walkway portion of the driveway, and that's been decided 46%. So the 46% is the zoning examiner's thing and not the applicant. And I don't think we should punish the applicant because the zoning examiner's decision is somewhat unclear.
No, that's not what the discussion, we can leave that later as discussion.
No, but I think I'm trying to explain, like, I couldn't understand this either, but I think now I understand what's happening.
I understand, but even if you look at site plan.
So there's a very small strip of soft landscaping, and I think that that's in relation to just the portion of the driveway that is considered the walkway, and it excludes the driveway portion. And I think at that point, you can perhaps get 46%.
Yeah, I understand what I'm trying to say. If you look at what is presented to us on the site plan, there's no indications of any soft landscaping. Only after we have a glimpse of the photographs, and it told us that is the.
Well, I can see where it is. It's just not indicated.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
Yeah.
My concern, though, is that it's saying that 13 meters is provided of soft landscaping, and that strip is not 13 meters, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Because,
to the applicant, I understand what you're saying, that you're not proposing any change, but if we were to approve this as it is, you would be required to provide 13 meters of soft landscaping in the front yard behind the property line. That's my concern. I understand the process is being odd and protracted, and it's not really your client's fault. But if we approve it like this, then you're going to be tied to providing a significant amount of open, soft landscaping in the front yard.
Because I think where the 13.56 meter comes from is if you look at the site plan stats drawing A0.00, that is where it came from. It's from the applicant, but it's not indicating on their plan at all. You're right, 13.56 meter. I do not think that it comes from the examiner. because it's no way you can get that much soft landscaping.
Through you, Madam Chair, perhaps the agent can confirm if the same set of plans that we have before us today were also submitted at the time of the zoning certificate?
Yeah, that is a good idea. Yeah, good question too, yes.
I believe the hatch is different, like graphically, where you see that sort of interlocking hatch now. I think the other one has the same hatch as the backyard lawn. And I think that's what precipitated it. But
Okay.
I think that graphically the hatches were different.
No, that's the graphic is one thing, but do you understand what we're trying to
Yeah,
help?
the information's been the same. It should have been labeled properly.
No, what I'm trying to say, if you're going to approve, if this been approved, you have to provide 13.56 square meter of soft landscaping in your front yard. Can you do that? Without ripping up some of the existing paving? From the photograph, it seems that it's already finished and it's already paved, but you still have to provide 13.56 square meter of soft landscaping.
My preference is to tie it to the existing
Within your
condition.
property too, within your property, you know, the property line is halfway on the driveway, right? So within that area, can you provide 13.56 square meter of soft landscaping? If this,
I'm with you. I don't think that could be provided. My preference would be is to tie it to the existing conditions.
no, then we have to. You still need a variance. That's what I'm trying to say. If you cannot provide, your variance probably will say that you can only provide 1 square meter or a half square meter. But we cannot do that now because we cannot increase what you have asked, right? So it has to be deferred. This case will be deferred. You correct your variance and come back. We cannot give you more, and because we have to have a public notice to notify people that you're asking for more variance, so less, because you understand the situation now, right? Thank you.
Could I just add, Chair?
Yeah.
So I think the chair is being clear that we can't really hear this in its state because I think that the variance is wrong. And I think that the zoning examiner probably just took that number from the site statistics sheet. And I think that number is wrong. So if we change it to what you're actually looking for, it would be whatever, let's say like 2% or something of the front yard. But I think what has to happen is you have to go back and get a new zoning review and then come back here after that.
Yes, yes.
Do you understand what we're trying to say?
Yes.
Yes, you have to calculate that next time you will go back to the zoning examiner with some real dimensions of the little bit of, which is fine. I mean, everything is not making, we're not making decisions here, right? But just give them the area of your soft landscaping, the actual one, and then the variance will be changed. As Peter said, it might be just 1% or 2%, we do not know. So you can have an accurate application. At the moment, we cannot really take these figures. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, it's point of clarification that the plans that are submitted for zoning certificate must match the plans that are before Committee of Adjustment.
Yes. Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. So I guess we all understand. Yeah, so Peter, yeah, please. Yeah.
Sir, Paul, did you have something to add?
I was just going to
Yes.
say what I think has been said many times, which is the site statistics being incorrect has created this sequence of events. The site statistics have to be corrected and then resubmitted and then get the zoning examiner to redo it again. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, are you going to second, Paul? Yeah, you. No, you put a motion. Okay.
Sure, I move that we defer this application for the reasons that this is, it's an incomplete application, I think.
Yes, it's deferred. All in favor for the deferral? Yes. All in favor. It's deferred. And we'll see you again. Thank you. Yeah.
So motion made by Peter
Peter
Reid,
and Paul.
second by Paul
Paul.
Gauguin. Thank you.
And next item is item number 5, which has been postponed. So we move to item number 6, is 39 LANARK Avenue. This is to alter the existing 1.5-story detached dwelling by constructing a new 2-story addition and a new second-story with a new secondary suite in the basement, and a new front porch with stairs, and a new front integral garage, and a weird basement walked out, and a weird first floor deck with stairs, and a second-story balcony, and existing front porch and weird 1-story addition will be demolished. And also the roof will be altered and raised from a pitched roof to a flat roof. The existing rear detached garage will be maintained and unaltered. They are seeking 9 variances. And we also have receive a copy of the survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and a revised site plan, floor plan, and elevations, and a revised zoning notice, and also 4 photographs and presentation material from the agent.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Okay.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Ida Evangelista.
Yes.
On behalf of the owners of 39 Lanark Avenue.
Can you give us your address for our record, please? Yeah.
Yes, my address is 53 Bentworth Avenue, Toronto.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Before we start, you have a revised zoning notice. Anything change on our agenda?
Madam Chair, we worked very closely with planning staff, and as a result, I sent in a modified public hearing notice. We increased the front yard landscaping. It was an arduous task, but we did it. We also, you'll see variance 1, because what we did was we made the porch smaller. That being said, now the front porch variance has changed from a 0.61 west side yard setback. We've now increased it to a 1.19.
Okay. Number 1 is changed.
Yes.
That's why
just
you slow down. So number 1 is changed. You got the.
Through you, Madam Chair, the red line notice is on our screen.
Is it?
So the variance will now read,
Okay.
the front porch will be located 1.19 meters from the side west lot line. There's no change to the rear first floor deck.
Okay. And that's the only change?
Okay. No, Madam Chair, I have one more change.
Okay.
Variance number 7 for the
Yes.
front yard landscaping, we now comply, and we have removed that variance.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Are we finished here? The changes, or that's?
Those are the changes, Madam Chair. Many of the variances that we have is we are keeping the existing structure, we are adding to the existing building. And we are keeping the ancillary structure in the back. It's not a garage, it's an ancillary structure for storage.
Okay, thank you. So
Okay.
do we have any other speakers besides the applicant on this item?
Through you, Madam Chair, that's the only speaker is the agent.
Okay, so I'm going to check whether we require a presentation or we just have questions. Do you? Yes, I actually have just a question just to verify. From the photographs that you submitted in the backyard, it seems that there's no soft landscaping. I don't see any, right? It's all paved area. Is it
No,
a little bit of bush, I guess, yeah, or shrubbery?
So currently, because as I mentioned, so this is an existing situation, but we will be adding landscaping to the rear of the property. It will be grassed.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. And then your site
Yes.
plan will show where you're going to put this
And-
landscaping?
And the site plan reflects that.
Okay, let me see in the site.
And the site plan, you'll see that it'll be all around the deck,
Oh,
along the side of the ancillary structure, and all across the back.
You mean that the dotted hatch area is all soft landscaping?
It will all be soft landscaping, yes.
Okay, but it's not labeled.
So at the rear of the property,
Okay.
at the rear of the property, we do have a variance for that. We are required a minimum of 50%, and we will have 42.74% soft landscaping.
Yeah.
Plus the deck will have, it's a wood deck, and it's permeable.
Permeable.
So there will be pervious area underneath the deck.
But you also, in your hatch area, that also include the stairs. Is the stair included as soft landscaping? Is it?
No, Madam Chair. It's just to show that it's pervious underneath the stairs.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that you do not hatch the
Yeah,
deck and then you hatch your
yeah.
stairs.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Okay, I'll mention that to the designer going
yeah,
forward.
it
Because
doesn't
I understand. Yeah, I
doesn't make
understand
it
what you're
easy
saying.
for us to understand. That's
Yes.
amazing. Okay.
Good
Yeah.
point. Good point, Madam Chair.
All right. So any other question, please? Yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Thanks, Chair. Just one. Are you fine if we tie this to site plan if it gets approved? I'm happy to see that you've included permeable pavers in the front driveway.
Through you, Madam Chair, member, yes, I am. I'm okay with that.
Thanks a lot.
And also maybe we can put a note saying that of course, the variance was stated is 42.7 square meter percent, but for the soft landscaping, I mean, so can we say that indicated by the hatch area, right?
Well, the 42.74% will be bound to that, correct?
We'll be bound to that. Maybe we do not.
Yeah,
need to
and then.
But whatever you do, you have to provide that area, right?
That's correct.
Right.
I'm looking a little closer, Madam Chair, and I do see that it is indicated as grass in the bottom right corner of one of the site plans here.
Oh.
And actually in the middle as well.
Yeah.
It's just a little hard to read.
It says grass. You think from the survey, sometimes they say grass, but on the site plan, they should be clearly indicated, you know.
It just say grass. It's very hard to read.
Sometimes on surveys, they put a little label as grass, but it doesn't really mean that you're not going to change it. But at the moment, it's all paved area, you know? They pave it. From the photo, the whole thing is paved. Yeah. All right.
Madam Chair, there's a variance before us.
Yes.
So
let's focus on that.
We'll have to abide by that variance.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, please. Yeah.
Just a detailed question.
Can't hear you.
Because it's a shared driveway, and the neighbor, obviously looks like they use the driveway to access it looks like a garage or something. For your landscape area in the back, are you going to fence in your property, the property in the rear, that's going to be then grass, or is it just?
At this time, no, I don't believe so. And it is a mutual right of way. The neighbor typically parks like at the front, but no, at this time, there is no discussion that it will be fenced. That will be something that the two neighbors will, have a fulsome conversation over how they want to move forward with it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. No, we do not have any more questions for you now. We are in committee. Okay. Would like to take this up? Yeah.
I can start this one off, Chair.
Yeah.
My only concern was in relation to the front soft landscaping, and now that has been removed as a variance, I have no problem with any of the others. I think it's great to see such a pretty major improvement to the soft landscaping in the rear yard as well. I'd be interested in hearing other people's thoughts, or I'm happy to move a motion on this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So I'll,
Yeah, move a motion, yeah.
sounds good. I'll move a motion to approve the variances as amended. Is that correct? This one?
Yes, as amended. I also want to tie to the site
And
plan.
tying to the site plan as well, as per the discussion we've had.
And through you, Madam Chair, the site plan has been revised to reflect the amended variances, and the date of that site plan is February the 17th, 2026, when the city received it.
Yes. Yeah, Peter's second, and all in favor is amended application, all in favor of amended application and tied to the site plans, the revised site plan. Thank you. It's approved. So then we move to item number 7 is 622 Beresford Avenue. This is to construct a new one-story detached auxiliary building, which is a one-car garage in the rear yard. And they only asking for one variance. And on this, we also have received a copy of the survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and 20 photographs of the property and a cover letter from the agent. Do we have any other speakers besides the applicant? You're here.
Yeah,
Okay, welcome.
actually, my home is 644 Beresford Avenue.
So, sorry, are you the applicant?
Yeah, I got a letter from you.
Oh, no, so there's not,
Okay, hold on a second. First off, can you move over one seat so that you're in camera? And if you're speaking, no, just move over into this seat, the middle seat.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, we need to hear from the agent first, and then we can hear from you.
Thank you.
Okay, so just
Oh, so
hold.
you're the deputy, yeah, he's just a deputy. Just a neighbor, okay.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and one speaker here in person.
Okay, thank you. So let's listen to the agent first, yeah.
Okay. Hi, my name is Shirley. My address is 1 Elpin Way, Markham. I am speaking on behalf of the owner of 622 Beresford Avenue. So the purpose of this application is to allow the rebuilding of an existing detached garage in the same location and at the very similar size to what has existed on the property for many years. This is not a proposal to expand or identify the use of the property. The garage has been a long-standing accessory structure that has served the homeowners for many years. However, due to the age, it is no longer structurally sound and must be rebuilt. Since the project involves demolition and reconstruction existing 50% of the structure, it cannot qualify as a simple repair. The new structure must comply with the current zoning and building code requirement. Because of this, we are seeking minor relief from the accessory building lot coverage requirement as outlined in the zoning deficiency letter we have received. The permitted accessory building coverage is 10%, which equals 27.48 square meters of the property. The existing and proposed garage coverage is 12.59% or 34.59 square meters. The variance represents approximately 7 square meters beyond what is permitted. This reflects an existing long-standing condition that has been part of the property contact for many years without any known adverse impact. There is no intention beyond the historic footprints. So we believe the application satisfies the four tests under the Planning Act. The variance is minor in nature and maintains the general intent and purpose of both the zoning bylaw and the official plan. In closing, we respectfully request approval of the variance to permit a separate building coverage of 12.59% or 34.59 square meters to allow the garage to be built in its existing location and dimensions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, yeah. We will hold on to any question to you. We will listen to the oppositions. Okay, thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Actually, my house no garage.
Sorry, can you give us your name?
My name is
my name address.
My name is Bin Jia. My address is 644 Beresford Avenue, Toronto. And by the way, my house no garage. No garage. And also 622 never has any connection with my house. They have a lot of neighbors between 622 and 644. And I don't know what they are talking about. And my home had a garage, but it belongs to another people now.
You're at 624.
644.
644, exact, but this...
But you gave me the letter, write down my name and write down 644 Bedford Avenue, let me come here.
I do not know. I will ask our Deputy Secretary Treasurer to sort that out. What she's...
644 Beresford, I got your letter.
Through you, Madam Chair. You reside at 644 Beresford Road?
Yeah, I'm the owner.
Yes, I understand that. We're hearing an application regarding 622 Beresford
Yeah, but you gave me Binjia 644, attend the meeting.
Oh, okay, I
understand. That is your address.
Yeah, my address 644 Beresford.
Yes. And we just wanted you to know that today we're hearing an application regarding 622 Beresford.
No, you gave me the letter for what?
Oh yes, I can explain to you. Your neighbor at 622 wants to build a garage, and the City of Toronto usually send out notice to the neighbors around them. And then if you have any kind of opinion or whether you like it or not, if you do not have an opinion, you don't have to come.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, sorry. So, all right. Thank you. You mean, all right. Now that clears it. Sorry. We can go back to the applicant. It seems that you do not have opposition. Your neighbors in person just misunderstood. She had to come to receive a notice of your application. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for coming. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think that we are in committee now. It seems to be quite a straightforward application. Yes, Mr. Gogan. Yeah.
Madam Chair, I'd like to move this application. It is a very straightforward replacement of an existing building, not exceeding the current footprint, and it doesn't seem to have any impact on adjacent properties. And it's a landowner doing maintenance on their existing lot. So I propose that we approve this requested variances. And there's no other conditions.
Okay, Peter second, okay. And with no condition, all in favor? Unanimously approved. Paul Gauguin moved the motion, and Peter second. Thank you very much. The next item is item number 8. It's 1957 Queen Street East. This is to alter the existing 3-story detached mixed-use building by constructing a rear 3-story addition and a complete 4th and 5th and 6th story additions and a rear ground floor integral garage and the front 4th, 5th, and 6th floor terraces and the rear 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor balconies and the rear 5th and 6th floor terraces. And also there's 4 short-term bicycle parking spaces and will be in the rear yard, and there will be a total of 6 residential units on this proposal. And they are seeking 8 variances. And we have received a copy of the survey, site plan, floor plans, and elevations, and 2 photographs of the subject property. And we have a cover letter from the agent and a decision affecting the property. We have supporting material from the agent. We receive also comment from transportation and oppositions. We have received 2 oppositions, and there's one with no address. The other is 102 Kenilworth Avenue. That's all the material we have received.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Oh, no registered speakers, okay.
Good morning.
Yes.
This is Sean Galbraith, planner here on behalf of the application, 18 King Street East, Suite 1400, Toronto.
Okay. You do not have anyone speaking against it, but you do have, we have received a couple of opposition letters. Do we want a presentation?
I think maybe a presentation is fairly substantial
Okay.
project, and there has been some concern from neighbors.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Well, can you give us a 5-minute presentation, please?
Sure.
You want to bring up your presentation first before we start your time? Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. The second page. There, that top graphic basically explains pretty much the project. So the green was originally approved in 2022 as a 5-story, 5-unit mixed-use building. Since that time, there have been changes to the mid-rise design guidelines and in planning policy along main streets in general. And the project has been revised to better reflect this new policy direction from planning and city council. The blue area is the additional building beyond what was originally approved. So the rear wall is a little bit taller, basically by 1 story, to reflect new angular plane requirements. This actually exceeds the angular plane requirements of the new mid-rise design guidelines. And then it includes a 6th floor, and they're able to get 2 additional units compared to the original design. The concern from the neighbor, I think 2 or 3 houses south, it primarily seems to be concerned about just having a project of this scale. That resident, I believe, spoke in 2022 as well and had effectively the same concerns, privacy and overlook and such. But we have no rear yard setback. This is the south side of Queen Street, and so it is intended to have more density. I believe that it intends to have density comparable to what is proposed. The 6 or 7 story Licks, famous Licks mid-rise building is across the street from this. And I think this is an entirely reasonable amount of density and massing for the location, both on a main street and on this portion of Queen Street East in the beaches. The main anomaly is that this is not subject to the current zoning bylaw, 569/2013. It's still subject to the original, the last Toronto zoning bylaw, and so a number of these variances wouldn't even be required anymore if it was if the zoning was updated. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Do you know, like, why is it not subject to the revised zoning bylaw? Do you know?
I don't actually know why that hasn't been done. There are a number of these areas. I've seen them mostly on Queen Street East. I don't know what is different about Queen East, but a lot of it isn't subject to the new zoning bylaw yet. It just, for whatever reason, it hasn't been brought in, either because there were a number of applications that were in the works, and so they didn't want to sort of muck that up a little bit, or they don't want to open that can of worms due to local concerns. I'd just be speculating.
Okay, thanks. So could you speak to the impact, or like, I'm just wondering about, that you're adding some extra things. Is that going to have a greater shadow impact on Queen Street? And do you think it's still a reasonable shadow impact?
There won't be shadow impact on the north side of Queen. The front angular plane well contains that. And then because we're on the south side of of Queen, there won't be shadow impact to the properties, the residential properties to the south.
So you said there won't be a shadow impact on the north side of Queen?
Correct.
Okay, that's great to hear. And this isn't totally related to the variances, but I'm just wondering why the plans are planning to remove the bay windows on the, like you're keeping the facade, which is nice, it's an attractive old facade, but you're removing the plans seem to remove the bay windows on that facade. I was just wondering why that is.
I am not sure. It could be they're old, very old and made of wood, and may not be they may not be in good enough condition to retain. I'm just not sure.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I would. This is completely not related, but I think that's an attractive feature, and maybe see if the developer and architect might be willing to see if there's a way to keep those, because I think that would mitigate the impact of the new build on the street front. So
I just got a text from the owner, and he says they're basically rotted out.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. Understood.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Any other question, please? Yeah. No. So are we ready to move into committee? Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Pardon me. Yeah, I just wanted to check with the agent that you've reviewed the transportation conditions and you have no concerns with those?
We have, and we've had a lot of back and forth with transportation. We don't have a big concern with it. We're just they weren't requested when this came to committee back in 2022, so we're a little confused as to why it's coming up now and not then. But we understand, and we're not opposing those conditions at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So, okay, now we are in committee. Yeah. I'd like to start. Peter, yeah, please. Yeah.
Sure, Chair, thanks. I think this is a good application, and I do think it represents, since its last approval, I think it represents a kind of a change that's happened in the city on these types of projects, getting slightly bigger with the angular planes changing. And in this pocket of Queen, there are, especially just across the road, there are other very similar sized buildings. So I think this is an appropriate scale of redevelopment. I think that the variances are relatively minor for what's going on. And, adding a couple extra units on this part of Queen, I think is a good benefit from granting these variances.
Yeah, I agree with you with the site context and everything. This is a kind of nice scale.
I agree. I agree.
For intensification, I think. Yeah.
So I don't know if any colleagues have anything else to add.
All I wanted to add was that I really appreciate that there is still the setting back, and I think that makes a big difference in terms of the impact.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, Peter, is there a motion?
So I'll bring a motion to approve this application, approve these variances subject to the transportation conditions.
Yes. And Dylan, second?
Sure, I can second.
Yeah. And Mr. Dylan Reid, second. All in favor with transportation conditions? All in favor? It's approved unanimously. Thank you. Yeah. So we move to item number, sorry, does anyone want to have a little break? Or we just move on? Dylan, you want a break?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're going to break for 10 minutes? 5 minutes, okay, 5 minutes.
Members, please turn on your videos.
No,
Microphones.
So we resume. The next item is item number 9, 248 Lippincott Street. This is to alter the existing 2.5-story detached dwelling by constructing a partial rear third-story addition and a rear second-story deck, and which is going to be above the existing rear one-story portion of the dwelling, and also to construct a new one-story detached auxiliary building which will contain a one-car garage, and also they are seeking for 5 variances. We also have received a survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, 5 photographs of trees, and also corresponding from 224 Lippincott Street. And that's all the material we have received.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Yeah.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Jonathan Minskowski, 301 Keewatin Avenue.
Yeah. We do not have any opposition, so it's not a contested application. See whether anyone wants to have a presentation or you have questions. Let's move into questions. Okay, we do not have any questions for you. Do you have anything you want to address the panel before we move into discussion? Yeah.
I don't believe, Madam Chair, it's a tightly knit urban area where additions like this are common.
It's true, yeah. Okay, so now you have a support from 224 Lippincott anyway. Okay,
Perfect,
thank you.
Madam Chair.
Now we are in committee, yeah. Yes, Paul, yes, Paul.
I'll take this on. Yeah, it's a very good, complete application. I think a lot of the variances that are requested are based upon existing conditions and also just on a fairly, I think, modest alteration to the site, both the main building and the ancillary building. And they seem to fit within the character of the project. So I think I would like to, I don't think there's any conditions. I would propose we move this and approve this application.
With no conditions, right?
No
yeah.
conditions.
Right to second, please. Katie. Katie, please. Katie, second. Approve with no conditions. All in favor? Yeah, I cannot see Paul's hand. Yeah, all in favor. Yes, thank you. It's approved. Thank you unanimously. Thank you. So the next item is 656 St. Claren's Avenue. This is to legalize and to maintain the conversion of the existing 2-story mixed-use building into a houseplex without an authorized building permit. There is a total of 5 residential dwelling units on this lot. They are seeking 4 variances, and also we have received on this application is a copy of the survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, 4 photographs of the property, and also cover letter from agent, and an order to comply is issued on this property. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent here in person and no registered speakers.
Okay, so no oppositions. Okay, welcome. Please take a seat and yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, just turn on your microphone. It'll turn green light.
Yes, and we can hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah,
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah.
This is Mohammed Iwais. I'm the architect of this application.
Yeah.
And I live in 2294 Whistling Springs Crescent in Oakville.
Okay, thank you. It's not a contested application, so do you? Okay, just one question. Can I ask the first question? Can you tell us why that is constructed without permit? How did that happen?
Say it again, please.
Because this application contains an order to comply, and you're asking us to legalize and maintain what you have built. Can you tell us why you did not?
Yes, sure. So this building or this application has no has not any physical change or any proposed construction work at all. The building, the full building as it is, it was there many decades before, maybe before. The oldest record I found online, it was back in 1980s. So the whole building as it is, with its structure, it is there since then. What happened is that this building was used as a mixed use, which is a retail in the first floor, and the second floor was residential, which is this kind of mixed use currently, as per the zoning, it is non-conforming one. The permitted use now, as per this current zoning, should be only residential. Okay, and what happened that the owner, maybe he was out of not being experienced, he just went directly and he rent the first floor as a residential instead of retail, which is okay as it is conforming with the zoning, but he missed to apply for that kind of change of use.
Oh,
so the non-compliance is not for applying for a change of use, but even the change of use was aligned with the current zoning and previous zoning as well. So, but no new construction is proposed or any kind of change in the building is proposed.
I see, okay. Currently with you're allowed to have the conversion, you just have to apply for it, you mean,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It is just for to comply with the current situation or the current use of the building, we have to apply for that.
Okay, thank you, yeah. All right, so any other questions? So we do not have any more questions now. We are in committee, we are in discussion now. Okay. Peter, yeah.
Sure, Chair, thanks. Yeah, the committee doesn't love to see work being done without a permit, but in this case, I think that what's there has been there for a very long time. I live pretty close to this, and it's been in this state for at least 15 or 20 years, I think. And regardless of that, I think what is existing is actually a positive built form. I think there's a significant number of units in there. Yeah. And it's a good presence on that corner. I think the fact that it's on a corner, it can handle that depth and length. It would be a different matter if it were an interior to the block property. But I think in this case, the variances that are being requested are minor, and I do think actually desirable. So I don't know if anyone has anything to say, but if not, I'll move approval without condition.
Okay, Peter. Yeah, I agree. I think that the lot, the corner lot is very suitable for this kind of conversion. Okay, yes, Dylan, you second?
Yeah, happy to.
Okay. Dylan,
And can we just add for the record that the committee doesn't condone construction without permits?
Yeah, we can add that comment. It's like the committee does not condone construction without permit. Yeah, approval first. Yeah. Okay. All in favor with the motion? All in favor is approved unanimously. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So the next item is item 11. Is 2611 Dundas Street West. This is to alter the existing one-story detached building. It's a place of worship by converting it into a three-story apartment building with complete second and first-story additions, front and side basement cover entrances, and front and rear a first-level deck with stair and a rear third-floor terraces. Also to construct a new one-story auxiliary building, which is going to be a bicycle space and garbage collection. There will be a total of 6 residential dwelling units on this lot, and they are seeking 8 variances. On this, we also have received, we received survey, site plan, floor plan, and elevations, and a revised site plan elevations and 5 photographs and an email corresponding from the agent and arborist report, planning rationale and presentation material and tree protection plan from the agent. And we also have comments we received from transportation and a staff report from urban forestry and development from Metrolink, sorry. And we have received support from 2 there's no addresses provided, but we have received 2 supports and also letters of concern or interest from 3 Brad Street and corresponding from 19 Brad Street, and from also 15, 11, 17 Brad Street, and also 11 signature petition in concern on Brad Street. We also have a letter of opposition from 11 Brad Street. That's all the material. I didn't miss anything. Yes, that's all the material we have.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent here in person and 4 registered speakers, 1 in person and 3 online.
Oh, okay, thank you. So you have some opposition here, or people with concerns. So we like to get a presentation from you for 5 minutes, but give us your name and address, please, first. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I see the presentations on the screen. Thank you very much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Blair Scorgi. I'm the agent representing the applicant. My address is 58 Carolyn Avenue, Toronto, Ontario.
Okay, so we bring the material up first before we start the clock. We'll get it ready first, yeah.
I think it's ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So this application concerns the adaptive reuse and a modest vertical expansion of an existing 1-story place of worship located at 2611 Dundas Street West, which is at the corner of Dundas Street West and Brad Street. At the outset, I want to be clear that this application does not seek relief from height, density, land use permissions, or any expansion of the building footprint. All those matters comply with the zoning bylaw. The application seeks approval of a limited number of technical variances that arise from applying contemporary zoning standards to a lawfully existing institutional building that's being converted to residential use. Next slide, please. So the site is an irregularly shaped corner property with frontage on both Dundas Street West and Brad Street within the Junction neighborhood. The surrounding context is mixed in character, including low-rise residential, commercial, and institutional uses. Dundas Street West is a transit-served corridor, as well as a well-established pedestrian environment. Importantly, the existing building already addresses Dundas Street West directly and establishes a street wall condition that the proposal intentionally retains. Next slide, please. The proposal retains the existing building footprint in its entirety and introduces a 2-story vertical addition, resulting in a 3-story, 6-unit purpose-built rental apartment building. Key points for the committee include there's no expansion of the building footprint, the massing is aligned directly with the existing principal facades, there's 6-story grade-related units with individual unit entrances, and no on-site vehicle parking. Next slide, please. The site is designated mixed-use areas in the City of Toronto's official plan, which supports reinvestment, adaptive reuse, and residential intensification in transit-accessible locations. The site is zoned CR, which permits apartment buildings as of right. The variances before the committee arise from applying contemporary performance standards, as I mentioned, to a lawfully existing building. Next slide, please. The requested variances can be summarized under 5 headings. So the first is front yard conditions for the 1st-story dwelling units, reflecting the existing building siting along Dundas Street West and the introduction of residential units at grade. The second is rear and side yard setback performance for the existing building and the vertical addition, which align with it. The third is windows and building openings located within reduced side and rear yard setbacks as a result of its placement. The fourth is platforms and deck encroachments, including entrance platforms facing Dundas Street West and a rear deck associated with Unit 102. And finally, parking and site servicing, including relief from visitor parking and the placement of bicycle storage and waste recycling storage structures in locations that do not meet contemporary setback requirements because of the constrained site configuration and irregular shape. The key point is that the existing building footprint is retained and the relief is requested in a concentrated fashion in the rear and side yard conditions and related building elements, largely at the upper stories rather than through new at-grade massing. Next slide, please. Several variances relate to the rear and side yard setback performance, as well as the location of windows and building openings within those setbacks. The vertical additions do not introduce additional height relative to the existing one-story building, but they do result in three-story form remaining well below the height permitted in zoning and reflects the scale that is typical of low-rise development along Dundas Street West. Any additional shadow, overlook, or privacy impacts are modest, occur within the mixed-use area's context, and do not arise to the level of an unacceptable planning impact for a low-rise building form. It's also important to note that the subject site does not abut a neighborhood. The adjoining properties are likewise designated mixed-use areas where transitions and reinvestment are anticipated by policy. Next slide, please. Platform and deck variances relate to low-profile access elements associated with grade-related units, specifically entrance platforms along Dundas Street West at the rear of the building. These elements are subordinate to the building, support safe and functional access, and reinforce an at-grade active-related interface with the street. They do not obstruct pedestrian movement and do not change the building footprint. Next slide, please. No resident parking is required in the zoning bylaw. While 2 visitor spaces would ordinarily be required, none are provided due to the retained building configuration, the corner lot condition, and the absence of a driveway location that can function without altering the existing structure. Permit-based on-street parking exists in the surrounding area subject to the City of Toronto Transportation Service regulations. With respect to site servicing, bicycle parking and waste and recycling storage must be accommodated on site. Proposal includes a bicycle storage structure and a waste recycling storage structure located where they can function and operate while being minimally visible from the public realm. The requested variances reflect that these small servicing structures do not meet the current rear and side lot line separation standards, which is a common outcome when servicing is fit within an irregularly shaped lot associated with a lawfully existing building. Next slide, please. The applicant and consultant team have taken a proactive approach to consultation. We've knocked on doors within 60 meters, left notes, and not been able to connect with anyone in particular. I see my time is up, but I just wanted to say that our efforts remain ongoing to connect with local residents and neighbors, and we're happy to continue working with them. I believe that, in my professional opinion, this application meets the 4 tests.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll bring back. Yes. Okay, let's have the. There's one person in this room, right? Yeah. Okay.
Through you, Madam Chair, we can ask the speaker in person to come up to the podium now.
Hi, welcome. Yeah. Give us your name and address and tell us, give us your concerns about this application.
Yeah. Name, Megan McFarlane, address 3 Brad Street.
3, okay. So you have 5 minutes to make a presentation. Do you have something you want to bring up from on the screen? Do you have some material you want us to bring up?
Yeah, is it okay if I read or?
Oh, that's definitely, yeah, of course, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so starting with variance number 8. I don't have any trouble with that. 7 is yeah, okay. It's really we're townhouses on Brad Street. So we've got basement and then main floor and then a second main and then a second level. Mm-hmm. And we share a wall with our neighbors. And I have no trouble with in the rear along where they want to put the garbage and stuff, like a garage, because we have our garage, and they also do in the neighbor. And then he wants to build another story on top. Mm-hmm. So how does that fit within the character of the neighborhood? If we've got 2 stories along and we share a wall, okay, and he wants to come over,
Okay, we can bring, the applicant will respond, will answer that questions, yeah. Anything else you want to, any other concerns? You do have just the garbage and also the share wall. You're afraid that the share wall will affect your property?
Yeah.
Okay.
At zero.
Zero,
At zero, I'm just like wondering.
Yeah.
And also, there was one, for the trees in the corner there. What's going on with the trees?
Yeah, that's one of the concerns. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, a couple of speakers online, right? So,
Through you, Madam Chair, there's 3 speakers online. We'll start with the first one.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
Richard, you've been unmuted.
Good morning, committee members. My name is Richard Cam. I live at 21 Brad Street. I'm here to speak to, opposing the proposed zoning variance for waiving on-site parking for development in 2611 Dundas, and just bring up general concerns regarding my, the street impact during construction. I believe the waiving of on-street parking will not be a minor impact to Brad Street. Brad Street's a dead-end street with a turnaround and laneway at the end. It goes from a 2-lane, which is the main travel lane, and then a fire lane, and kind of squeezes down to a single lane and a turnaround at the end. There's a lot of parking issues that we encounter on a day-to-day basis for this property, for this street. And we feel that the additional parking pressure from waiving on-site parking will add additional, difficulties and stress to an already packed street. What you may not know is that Brad Street's kind of like in a unique place where it's kind of surrounded by both Humberside, Indian Road, and Dundas, the 2 streets back onto it. So a lot of people use Brad Street as a convenient parking area. The newly built Junction Point building at 2625 Dundas Street also has provided influx of residents and new parking permits for the area. So we're seeing daily congestion, unpermitted vehicles, and basically every single spot is taken up on Humberside, on Brad Street, adjacent streets. So residents are already finding that on a typical day, we have to walk many, many streets over to find parking. So we're within the 1B the street parking zone, and we find that it's a significantly more density here than a lot of other areas within the 1B zone, which is pretty large. On a regular day, we might have 7 or maybe 8 parking spots on a regular basis, less during winter times now with snowbanks and limited plowing on the street. And so my concern is by waiving any on-site parking for visitors and residents, we will see additional stress and additional, not hardship, but definitely difficulties for the street. If the committee decides to, go ahead with the zoning variance, I'm suggesting maybe this might not be within the scope of the committee, but either a street-specific parking permit for Brad Street residents, or something that Transportation Services has done in the past is assess a realignment of the 1B parking area to exclude 2611 Dundas Street from the zone. I know the presenter did mention that this is a transit serviced area. Maybe they're not expecting a lot of parking needs or a lot of they may not need any parking permits or on-site parking, but that would be something that I would suggest could alleviate a lot of concerns from the residents on Brad Street already, either a street-specific parking permit or just a realignment. My second concern was regarding construction, and this might be something that's not within the scope of the committee, but during the construction of the building across the street, 2625, we had significant parking and lifestyle impacts. We're asking that the developer and the presenter maybe address any structured plan for construction vehicles or construction traffic during the restoration of that building. As I mentioned, Brad Street is a very tight street already. We frequently see parked vehicles on the fire lane, and we frequently have blocking construction vehicles blocking the turnaround at the end of the street and blocking access to the alleyway in the back. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
I'm speaking on behalf of my mom, who is the owner of 3 Brad Street.
Give
That's okay.
your name, please. Yeah.
My name is Dina Wang.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your address?
3 Brad Street.
3.
That's,
Okay.
She's my daughter because my English is not very good, so I try to.
That's fine. It's okay. We just need your address. That's fine. You have 5 minutes to tell us what your concerns are, please. Yeah.
So first of all, I want to talk about the Alter apartment being 0.48 meters from the west line. I think that is very too little because we have on the previous building we had problems where the water from the current building's roof fell directly onto our property, which ended up damaging the concrete walkway on our property and caused the fence to fall down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We did send some photos, and I'm not sure if you can actually see them, but yeah, just like from that point we had like a waterfall, essentially a waterfall from the roof of that building right onto our property. So I think yeah, right there, see there's like a little bit of waterfall going on from the roof which falls directly onto ours because the line is too close to our property line. So I feel like you should push back the building a little bit so it's not so close, you know. We previously talked about this with the previous owner of that building, but they never did anything about it.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that not only did it cause damage to the concrete walkway on our property, but it also caused our basement to flood.
Yes, actually, when I look at this picture, I think a downspout is missing. They have the gutter, but it seems that they just have to put in this condition. You just need a downspout. All right.
Yes.
So, any other concerns, please? Yeah.
We also have the same concerns as with parking, as the street is very full most of the time. So we have problems finding our own parking. And if we have additional 6 residents from that building onto our street, I don't think we'll be able to find like parking at all most days. That's not even taking into account visitor parking.
Parking.
And also then finally the deck, not finally the deck platform. I feel like it's a bit too close, which does encroach onto the set limit. I feel it's a bit too close because we have a window like just right there. So if they go out to the deck, they'll be looking right into our house. Yeah, and it's so close, just under my windows. So you can imagine if some people smoke or some people talk, you can in the room, you can hear so clearly, and the smoke go to your house. So you feel comfortable. It's no privacy. It's people just sit down under your windows. That's too close. And for finally about the auxiliary building, I feel like it's a bit too close to our line because that's where you put waste and trash there. So I feel like there could be a problem with the smell. Yeah. And also about the trees over there. Yeah, I just feel like it's mostly like the smells and stuff. But and I think they have in summertime they have the fly and the worms. So yeah. I ask 1 meter far away from my property. Yeah, according to the law. And I very important is please 7.5 meter far minimum meter far from my property line. Okay, this building and especially they are building 2 floors more. They let me have because our house is on the side because we only have windows on the front and the side of the building. So there's like 3 floors and there will be no sun. No sunshine in the room. And we just face my neighbors maybe just 1 meter away or 2 meters away. We want no privacy and no sunshine. So I ask 7.5 meters away from my property line. So, property line, LINE,
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Oh,
Just
any,
so this is law is 7.5, right? From the
yeah,
real
the
law.
bylaw, yeah, that they are asking, yeah, it was one of the variances they're asking. Can I ask you?
Right now it's 0 meter. So
Okay, thank you, yeah. So have you finished your presentation yet? You finished, right? Okay.
yeah, yes.
Can I ask you a question? You mentioned that the proposed building will be too close to, and then you will too close and impede your privacy. Do you have any windows on your east side? It seems like
Yes.
The windows is east
We
side.
only have windows on front, back, and the east, and then there's about 2 to 3 rooms on the side that only has windows on the east side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's on the second floor, those windows?
Second and first floor.
First floor
okay.
and even basement. Basement, first floor and second floor, all the windows is east side.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. And any question to this speaker, please? No? Okay. Thank you. So we can move to the next speaker, sorry.
Mary Beth, you've been unmuted.
Thank you. My name's Mary Beth Jenner, and I live at number 19 Broad Street.
19, yeah.
I just submitted a letter of concern with a few of the neighbors on Broad Street because we've been just experiencing really a lot of parking pressure on the street.
Okay.
During all of the construction of the new condo building at Junction Point. For several years, there were construction vehicles using all the parking on Broad Street the entire time. Then when that building was completed, now a bunch of the residents have permits and are parking on the street. You can see in that photograph that all of the parking during the construction, those are all white vans that you're seeing in that overhead view during the construction of the condo building. So we had concerns about how the project would be handled for construction vehicles during the 2 years that it'll be under construction, and mostly though ongoing, we wondered if there's any way, I know that might not be beyond the purview of the committee, but if we're waiving the parking requirements for this building, and that perhaps we could make some sort of arrangement for the Broad Street parking to be able to be used by people with an address on Broad Street. We have an 8-unit apartment building and 10 houses on that street, and then we're adding more buildings nearby that also have no parking requirement. So we have no objection to the proposal of the building's proposal. We would just hope that there'd be something we could do about parking, and it would also be really helpful if or appreciated, I guess, if some tree and landscaping requirements were, some softscaping and treescape requirements were allowed, so we could have some trees on Dundas on the north side of that building on Broad Street, because of how much lot coverage the building already has.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, concern the landscaping. Okay. Yeah.
Treescape, landscape, parking prices on Broad Street. Those were the only things we wanted to register.
Okay, thank you.
There was a petition that was submitted with 15 names on it as well, of the other members of Broad Street that just didn't
yes.
write in. Thanks very much.
I think we have received that, yeah. Thank you. And any question to this speaker, please? No? Okay, thank you. So we can have the next speaker, yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, there's no other registered speakers, so we can ask the agent to come back to the podium.
Yes, please, yeah. All right. Okay, so welcome back. You will have 5 minutes to address some of these issues that the previous speakers were raised. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll start first with parking and on-street conditions. So several letters express concern about the absence of visitor parking and the existing pressure on street parking on Brad Street in particular, and particularly in light of the other nearby developments. It's important to note at the outset that no resident parking is required by zoning for this site. The only parking variance before the committee relates to visitor parking. While those concerns are understandable from a neighborhood perspective, on-street parking conditions and permit eligibility are not regulated through Section 45 of the Planning Act. So requests to convert streets to permit-only parking or to modify permit zones are transportation services matters and are not something that can be addressed or resolved through minor variance decision. It's also clear from several letters that much of the parking pressure being described is attributed to other developments in the area and to existing permit parking rules rather than to this application specifically. So this proposal introduces 6 rental units on a transit-served major street with no new curb cuts, no on-site parking supply that would directly shift parking demand onto Broad Street by design. In that context, the visitor parking variance remains minor in planning terms and does not undermine the intent of the zoning bylaw. Transportation Services, I've spoken with directly. They have reviewed the application and confirmed that they have no objection. Next, I'll speak to construction matters. So a number of the letters also raise concerns about construction, parking, construction traffic, and disruptions experienced during, other nearby projects, which are understandable, right? Those concerns, I understand. However, construction management is addressed through the building department and engineering review process, not through the Committee of Adjustment. Conditions related to contractor parking, staging, or construction traffic control are not typical Section 45 conditions and are not enforceable through a minor variance approval. The applicant will be required to comply with all applicable city requirements at the permitting stage, but those matters are not the basis for decision before the Committee of Adjustment. Construction activity is subject to city construction management standards and oversight by the building division inspectors, which is how these issues are addressed in practice. And the applicant, I will just say, is more than happy to willing to work with neighbors in advance of and during that construction process to ensure that their concerns are addressed. With respect to built form concerns, several letters reference rear yard setbacks, privacy, overlook, drainage, and landscaping. I just think it's important to clarify that the building footprint on the site is entirely existing. The reduced rear and side yard conditions already exist today. The variances related primarily to upper story conditions above a lawfully existing structure, not to new at-grade encroachments or expansion into the rear yards. In terms of height and overlook, the proposed 3-story form remains well below the height permitted by zoning. The site does not abut neighborhoods. All adjacent lands are designated mixed-use areas where some degree of transition and built form intensity is anticipated by policy. So in other words, that transition is anticipated to occur within those properties. Any incremental shadow or privacy impacts associated with a modest upper story addition are limited and do not rise to the level of an unacceptable planning impact. The platforms referenced in the variances are functional access elements serving grade-related units, not outdoor decks or amenity spaces, and are not designed for occupancy or gathering that would result in overlook onto adjacent properties. Concerns related to drainage, roof runoff, and stormwater management are addressed through engineering review and permitting, not through zoning relief. The applicant will be required to meet all applicable building code and city engineering standards as part of that process. Similarly, requests for additional landscaping and tree planting, while I understand, are not zoning tests under Section 45 of the Planning Act and are not typically imposed where site plan control does not apply, which is the case here. There is no tree removal relief before the committee, and any tree-related matters are addressed through the city's tree protection and permitting processes where applicable. We have also discussed the proposal with community planning staff who have not raised any objections. Urban forestry has also not tied any conditions here. In response,
you know that they've recommended refusal, right? Urban forestry.
Can we hold? Let him finish his rebuttal first.
Sorry, I was not aware of that. I believe I saw the letter and I did not pick up on that.
Yeah, we will ask the question. That's one of the questions. But let finish your rebuttal first. Yeah.
In response to neighbor concerns, the location and orientation of the door to the waste and recycling storage building has been adjusted to reduce potential impacts without changing the footprint or nature of the requested variances. Concerns raised by the abutting neighbor regarding existing conditions and the state of repair are understood, and the applicant has indicated a willingness to work cooperatively with the adjoining owner to address those matters outside the scope of this minor variance. So in closing, the concerns raised are understood, but largely relate to broader area conditions or matters addressed through the city process. The application before you maintains the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the zoning bylaw. The requested variances are minor and technical in nature, and the proposal satisfies all 4 tests of Section 45 of the Planning Act. For those reasons, I respectfully request the committee's approval for the application as submitted.
Wow, you're good.
Thank you.
That's what, yeah.
Apologies, I may have missed that. I submitted all my materials prior to the deadline and did not see anything from urban forestry at that point, so it's possible that that was an oversight on my part.
Yes, yeah, that is the thing. The urban forestry, they have a report to, the first thing they was denied variance number 1 and number 6. But if you read on, if they say that despite of that, if it's got approved, there's a condition number 2, condition 2 we can impose.
Okay.
Yeah, which is to sort of complete set of application for permit yeah, you can read it. It's on the screen now.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that that's clear.
Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying.
Now is the time we can ask him questions.
Yeah. So basically, they're saying that the garbage and ancillary building will cut down a protected tree.
Okay.
And they're saying to refuse.
On that basis. Okay.
So, I mean, you said landscaping, but I mean, landscaping is really part of this variance thing in a lot of ways. So I'm wondering if you'd be, like, if we were to approve it, if you'd be open to a condition that you plant the same kind of trees elsewhere in the backyard to replace the one that you're cutting down.
I cannot anticipate an objection on the part of the applicant, but I also don't want to speak on their behalf, so I will, yes, they are giving me the thumbs up. They would be happy to accommodate that request.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have one question because one of the opposition have mentioned the garbage storage.
Yes.
I see some, is that what you have proposed? The revised one is on the screen, that one, that's how it's like 2 structures, right? There are 2.
It's sort of one structure with 2 kind of components. There's an element of it that contains bicycle parking, which is sort of on the north side, and then the base is waste storage. There was a revision to the drawing set that was submitted in response to resident concerns about odor. So basically, the building hasn't changed. What we did was we moved the door further away from the abutting property where the concern was expressed, with the hope that that would sufficiently address the neighbor's concern.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, there just isn't a lot of place to put anything on this site.
But these are both of them are just 1-story structures.
It's just a 1-story structure, yeah.
Okay, and that's what, thank you. And also, I have another question on your revised site plans. Those, the hatch area, all this hatch area, is soft landscaping or, I don't, the dotted one, yeah. Those are like grass?
That's my understanding, is that there's, so I'm not sure which side we're looking at, but
it actually is all around. That's why I want to make sure that it's like we're seeing some kind of soft landscaping.
Yeah, there are, walkways to, and sort of projections, so, entrance access points that are identified in the plan. My understanding, and the applicant can correct me if I'm mistaken, but my understanding is that the remainder of the site is intended to be soft landscaping. That is correct.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because I know that you have sort of some pavers at the stairs, leading to the stairs, and the rest is just dotted hatch area. So that will be soft landscaping, right? That's good. Thank you. Yeah, those are my questions to you. Yeah, please go ahead.
I know you addressed these sort of technically, but I think it might be fair to the neighbors to speak a little more detail. So first of all, the neighbor has been experiencing overflow from the eaves. So can you say that, since you'll be following building permit, everything, that will probably be addressed?
It will absolutely be addressed. A lot of that problem in particular is due to the fact that there is no existing eaves trough on the site. So it's a matter of the state of repair or disrepair, if you can call it that, of the existing property. My client, the applicant, recently acquired the property and has every intent to address these concerns through construction, and they would be required anyway.
So that likely will not be a problem?
It will not be a problem.
Okay, that's great. So the neighbors are also concerned, they're talking through oversight. There's already existing windows there.
There are, yeah.
But you are building out platforms. But you said specifically that the platforms are really for access, or not intended as being balconies?
They're not dimensioned and intended for like prolonged exterior use. They're intended for access.
Okay, thank you. I think those are some of the other concern. And again, this is not exactly within our scope, but the residents of Brad Street were sort of hoping that this might be an opportunity to create a more attractive frontage along Brad Street with maybe some landscaping. Do you think that your client would be willing to consider that?
Absolutely. There's a lot of room for, there's nothing but opportunity.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be great. Like, I think that would certainly, you know, if you put a tree there or some nice landscaping, I'm sure that would contribute a lot.
My client, and I'm happy to say this, unfortunately, we weren't able to connect directly with any of the abutting property owners prior to the hearing. I kind of ran out of time in my presentation, but we did knock on doors. I believe he left notes. I'm hoping that he's going to introduce himself to the neighbor here today, and they can have a conversation and get the ball rolling on that. But I think he's very open and willing to work with the neighbors to address these concerns, including replacing the fence, including improving landscaping. There's an easement on the adjacent property, so there's this, you know, there's civil matters here that need to be resolved, and he wants to work together with the neighbors. And certainly there are opportunities to beautify the frontages. My client is building a long-term asset that he plans on owning and renting out, and so, you know, curb appeal is actually important too from a marketing perspective. So like he's looking actively to improve the site.
Great, thank you so much for addressing those concerns.
Thank you.
And also the roof, the flat roof on top, that's above those terraces. There will be no terraces on the way top, right?
No,
So
there's
flat
a
roof.
partial third floor that has terraces, but not on top of that. No.
Not above, okay.
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you. Mhm. Yes, please.
Thanks, Chair. Dylan already brought it up, but in terms of the platforms on the west side, the neighbors brought up a good point that they have a bunch of windows there. And even though the variance is very small, variance number 3, the impact, I mean, visually, I think, and in terms of just daily life, it's quite close to the property line and quite close to their windows. I'm wondering if there's an opportunity to put in some kind of screening or something without damaging the views on both sides.
Certainly, and I'll add to that, the existing fence, I believe, is a chain link fence. Is that correct? And it's falling apart. And so through discussions with the neighboring property, there would be an openness and willingness and frankly a desire to build a proper height fence out of wood that is in and of itself a screening element. Additional landscaping can be provided that is additionally a screening element. Beyond that, I'm not the architect, so I can't say what exists within the realm of possibility from a visual, from a glazing sort of perspective, and whether or not additional screening could be provided on the porch itself. But to the extent that it's possible, I'm confident that my client is open and willing to working with the architect to see what opportunities exist.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should come up with some kind of solution for better for both sides.
Absolutely. I understand the concern.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because it is kind of small terrace. Maybe the fence, raising the fence with some more screening, maybe it's more appropriate. Otherwise, it will be too tight. Yeah, too close.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, please, go ahead.
I want to touch this topic again, but I'll try to take it from. First of all, I think this is a great solution for a very interesting corner of the city.
Yeah.
A lot of transit, the railway, and a great adaptive reuse. I think going back to the privacy issue, I think you're on the right road with the trees or the fencing, is that the basement and the second floor are bedrooms that face north. And I think that's an inherent, they're private. So there won't be overlook issues there. But the third floor and the ground floor seem to the challenge. So on the third floor, is that a glass railing on the third floor that faces north, faces north, or is that an opaque ground? Because I can't tell.
West, I think.
Faces is it west?
Facing west?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking like.
I wish we had the architect on hand. I'm not sure.
Facing east.
Oh, facing east towards Dundas?
On the third floor, there's the large terraces. And those terraces then look over 3 and 5 and 7 and 9.
In my mind, that's west, yeah.
Is that sorry. Is that a glass railing or is that what is?
It's frosted glass.
Okay, so.
That's facing Dundas Street.
Right. I think this is the nature of this type of development where you have big next to smaller townhomes and whatnot. And we want to do our best to help retain their privacy of their rear yards and things like that.
Understood.
So again, I know it's not captured here, but again, some landscape and a proper fence of some kind in consultation with your neighbors at 3 and 5 and so on, would be probably help
Yes,
give them some privacy.
I agree. I think that's very reasonable.
Oh, all right. Any other questions? Okay, so my question, are you, Paul Gauguin, are you proposing to have some kind of privacy screening on the terraces on the?
I think I think it's not indicated on the drawings, but it sounded they've got frosted glass.
Frosted glass already.
So that's, and it's at code height, so that's the best.
Yeah.
I think that's the best we can do.
Okay, that's all right. So any more questions? So we finish our questions, now we are in committee. Okay, yes.
Yeah, so first of all, I very much understand the concerns of the neighbors in terms of parking, but that's very much outside our scope. I think that they would have to talk to transportation services and their local councillor to try to find a solution. I think their concerns are very much valid. It's very possible that one or two of the people who will be renting here will have cars and will want to park there. So it's certainly a concern, but it's outside of our scope. Visitor parking wouldn't make a difference. And also there's no space for visitor parking here. There's just no option. Overall, this is, I think, a really desirable. It's improving a somewhat derelict building. It's providing, excellent new spaces, new, living spaces for people in a transit-friendly and active area. I think this is a very desirable development. It's also very modest. It's only 3 stories. It's within the existing footprint. So I think it seems like very well thought out. I also appreciate that the bicycle parking and garbage has been actively provided for, which isn't always the case in these things.
Yes.
So the issue is the tree. I think that given the circumstances, I think it's obviously important for bicycle parking and garbage to be provided for, and there's not really any other options. So I think that if we just include a condition that, a replacement white cedar be planted somewhere in the backyard to compensate for the loss of that tree, and also would put forestry too, obviously. I think that's a reasonable compromise to enable this proposal. I don't really see any alternatives.
Yes.
So I
yes, I agree. Yeah,
I think that that's where I'm coming from on this one.
No, I'd like to add my just a very short comment that I actually quite happy to see those units are very well designed. We haven't seen some bigger units designed lately, and I think this is really good for a family or small family and couples. And very high quality design, I think, and utilize existing building and just shoot up. I think it is a very good use of the lot and a very desirable project overall. That's my comment. Yes.
I'll add one more comment. So the Junction Point development is I don't want to it's a big development.
It's very big. Yeah.
9 stories. And I find that this development is a nice transition development between it and a much more intimate neighborhood, a very close-knit fabric neighborhood. So I appreciate the fact that you didn't go to 5 stories or whatnot there. And I think that's also kind of in line with what the comments we've heard which is there's an opportunity to really kind of use this building to kind of protect that nice little neighborhood that's tucked away back there through a few little tweaks of fencing and landscape and things like that. But in general, I support the proposed application.
Yes, thank you. If anyone want to move a motion, can I suggest a condition that the first 3 conditions got number 2, but also what about tying to the site plan that the shaded or the dotted shaded area going to be soft landscaping?
I think that's already.
Yeah, because I don't see the label. I only see dotted. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Unless they have some other areas, some other drawings that showing that it's actually soft landscaping.
I'm just a little reluctant because they might make some adjustments to the site plan, like including the tree that we're gonna require. So is there a soft landscaping So there's no soft landscaping.
There's no variance for it.
Variance for that, so.
There's no variances, but they can still make adjustment if it's only the final, but I mean, that's what I like to have some kind of assurance, but of course, that's my suggestion.
I don't know, how do my colleagues feel?
Let's see how it goes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary, Yim.
Okay.
I think it's okay as is.
As it is? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So I'm going to move a motion to approve these variances with the condition that a white cedar be planted in the rear yard.
Yeah, the urban forestry condition.
To replace as well as forestry condition number 2.
Yeah, yes.
So both of those conditions. And also there's Metrolinx conditions. There's a Metrolinx clause and also an inflow agreement clause that we need to include as conditions.
Yes, which one? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, there's, let me have a look at the details here. Derailment protection clause.
Oh, the Metrolink.
Yeah, Metrolinx derailment protection clause.
You have to contact Metrolink.
And also the warning clause.
The condition, okay. All right, so.
I think that's all the conditions.
We add frosted railings on the 3rd floor. It's not on the drawings.
Sure. The railings on the 3rd floor need to be frosted?
Or
opaque.
No, not opaque, but.
Well, yeah.
Frosted, I think, was acceptable. Right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear any of that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Frosted glazing on the 3rd floor railings.
Yeah, yes, the 1st floor
For the applicants.
railing, frosted glass, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Maybe it's there, I didn't see it.
I don't think it was there, so it's pretty
So
reasonable.
that's another condition that we want to add that. Okay, so anyone want to second that? Peter, second, okay. With all the conditions, planting a tree, forestry condition number 2, a Metrolink condition, and a frosted glass on the 3rd floor terraces.
Yeah.
Yes. All in favor? All in favor, unanimously approved with all those conditions.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you for coming. Thank you. So the next item is item number 12 is 53 Highfield Road. This is to alter the existing one-story detached dwelling by constructing a complete 2nd and 3rd floor additions and front and rear 2-story additions and front and rear 3rd-story rooftop balconies and the rear ground floor balcony. There will be a total of 2 residential dwelling units on this lot, and they are seeking 4 variances. We have also received a survey site plan, floor plan elevations, a revised site plan, and a red line public notice, and a revised zoning notice, and 6 photographs, and a cover letter, presentation material, and a tree protection plan from the agent. We have received also staff report from urban forestry and also community planning. We have oppositions from 44 Highfield and also 49 Highfield. Yeah. So
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online. We have 2 registered speakers, 1 in person and 1 online.
okay, thank you. Yes.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Ida Evangelista. On behalf of the owners of 53 Highfield, my address is 53 Bentworth Avenue, Toronto.
Yeah. You realize you have some oppositions, right?
I do, Madam Chair.
Yes, and also, I think before we start, you have some revisions. Let's go through the revisions before you make your presentation.
I do. So I've just joined the team, and once I read through the letters of opposition, I went through the variances, and that being said, I've made revisions to the application. My revisions are as follows. I've removed the height variance.
Okay.
We no longer have variance number 2, nor do we have variance number 3. And variance number 4, I believe, is also being removed.
So it's left 1, yeah, right.
We only have variance number 1, which is for the setbacks for the balconies.
Okay.
And
so the question is, all these drawings are reflecting that the elevation, the height and all is reflected on your, you have some revised drawings? Is it?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes. So the revised drawings and the red-lined public hearing notice was submitted. So everything that you have in front of you should reflect these changes.
Thank you. Okay, so I guess that we clear that, and then yeah, you have 5 minutes to give us a presentation, please. Yeah.
Okay. The application that you have in front of you is for an addition alteration to the existing dwelling. This home is located in the Greenwood Coxwell area, and it's an area that consists of bungalows, 2-story semis. There are 3 stories that are immediately behind on Woodfield. And as one of the letters have indicated, the neighbor immediately, I think to the south, at number 51, also has a 3-story. What we've done with this particular design is we have recessed the front of the 3rd story significantly. At the north end of the 3rd story, we've recessed it approximately 2.03 meters, and at the south end, approximately 1.82 meters. The 3rd floor has a length of 7.9 meters. So when you are at the street, it gives you an appearance of a 2-story home. We've also added privacy screening on the 3rd floor. There is a rooftop deck. We've included a significant privacy. But if you look at the submission, my submission materials, you'll see that I've given you a couple of different angles where it shows that the area is quite heavily treed. And we are taking every precaution to keep all the trees and keep the greenery in the space, just to give everybody privacy. The new owners at 53 Highfield, along with the neighboring owners. With the materials that you now have in front of you as revised, Madam Chair, members, I respectfully submit that this is a good, sound application. And I'm open to any questions that you may have.
All right, thank you. Maybe we will hear the other speakers first, and then we come back to you with questions.
Okay.
All right. So let's have the person, yeah, in this room. Yeah, thank you.
Hello to the committee. My name is John Schmuel, and I am the neighbor directly south at 51 Highfield Road.
Okay.
I'd like to start by just saying we are supportive of a new house being built at 53. The house has been in disrepair for quite some time, and we're happy to see renewal. We were also in contact with the developers, Stephen and Nuri, and found them to be quite nice and reasonable people. I have submitted a letter of concern, and it strictly has to deal with our right-of-way and driveway and how this development, particularly on variance 4, the extension, will impact the usability of the right-of-way.
Okay.
I do see an amendment that makes it look better than the original submission, which I'm quite happy to see. The original submission had a horizontal parking lot, which I believe would have created quite serious issues in regards to safety and risk of collision and damage to property and so forth. I still have concerns about variance 4, which obviously is out the door, but the extension in particular, it is right up against our right-of-way, and in my letter I've submitted several photos which illustrate that, much like many properties in this area, we have an extremely narrow mutual driveway, which, when navigated with a small car, we currently have a a Mazda 3 sedan is usable, and we've been able to use it for 5 years without issue. The current configuration is much like others in the neighborhood where the right-of-way ends in a wedge driveway shape, which allows 2 cars to be parked directly vertical and allows space on either side for navigation, as you have to have space to line your car up to back it out without risk of damage to either building. And sorry, if you could bring up my letter of concern if it's on record, just to help the committee see this more clearly.
You can stop the clock until we find the letter, so you can have. Is it this your letter?
This is not our letter, no. Our letter was from John Schmuel and Laura Hensley, my wife.
Through the chair, we have received 2 letters in opposition. The first letter is from resident 44 Highfield Road, that's shown on the screen. The second letter in opposition is from, at the bottom here, 49 Highfield Road. So to the speaker, can you confirm when you made the submission?
Yep. February 10th. Yeah. And would it help to re-forward this letter to the same address?
Through you, Madam Chair, just give us a moment to check IBMS to see if it's uploaded there.
Yeah, let me just double check. Thank you for the hold.
If it helps, I've also resubmitted the letter. Sure, I'll use my words, but visuals do help quite a lot in terms of the spacing we're talking about here.
There are some photos that were submitted with the application that might help as well. Photos 1, photos 1 and 2. I think capture what the trying to talk about. Sorry, since we're waiting, so were you just clarifying, were you saying that you need to back out through this driveway?
I'm sorry, I cannot hear the questions. What was that?
Oh, I was just asking,
yeah.
Were you saying that you need to back out?
Yes, so there's currently, if 2 cars are parked, you need to back out. If 1 car is parked, there's enough room to maneuver the car around so that you can pull forward. In this proposal, the turnaround will be impossible to do, and backing out will obviously be made more difficult due to the fact that the extension goes up right against the right-of-way, which is 84 inches wide, which is quite narrow. And to give you an idea of how tight that is, my small Japanese sedan is 71 inches. So you're talking about roughly 6 inches on either side of clearance.
Understood. Yeah, if we could bring up the photos 1 and 2, E1 and under E1, I think that will help, even if we don't find the original. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is, yeah, I'm sorry if you could go back. I think those photos help illustrate the spacing quite clearly. So yes, as it is currently configured, and I do have quite a lot of historical documents here that show that this space has been used as a wedge driveway with 2 cars at the end of the right-of-way since at least the 1960s, and we do have photographic evidence of that here. We are asking that the extension be set back slightly from the right-of-way to allow some sort of wedge shape and maneuverability for both owners for their cars for the future. And just to be clear, we particularly did not have an issue with the other variances. It was strictly related to this use due to its impact on the maneuverability of our right-of-way and the fact that we bought a house where we sort of did this investigation, understood that the previous owner was there since 1987, had used their house in a very particular way where they were parking their car beside ours. We have set back our fence 1.5 feet back from our own house to allow the wedge to continue on our side. And we just ask that spacing be allowed as well on the other side to maintain the right-of-way, which as you can see is quite narrow and does require a vehicle to be lined up properly before it can be backed out and brought in.
But you, you
That's my letter, sorry.
That's your letter, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got it, yeah.
As you can see, this is an example of just how tight this space is, to the point where if we were to build a similar extension right against the right-of-way, it would cease to be usable. And I think there's a few other photos just to give you an idea of previously how the cars had been parked. Again, at the edge of the wedge and our own fence set back about 1.5 feet from the right-of-way and curving away from it along the wedge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I guess that this maybe you between you and the new owner maybe have to work that out, because I do not see in front of us there's any, they're asking any variances that will make them do what you ask, because they're only asking for one variance now.
Yeah, I'd be happy to work it out with the existing owners.
The platform. So I think the other conditions is you want a little bit more room to maneuver. I think you both have to work it out, how much room, yeah.
I'd be happy to work with them.
Yes, I think that's what we will advise them to do too, right? Yeah. Yes.
I can comment on that. So I'm familiar with rights of ways in Toronto because I have one of my own, and they're not meant to be places to park. They're meant to be access points. So the right of way we shouldn't ever leave a car parked in the right of way. So when I look at A2.1, I see a challenge between the existing woodshed for 51 and the right of way that it looks like it'd be really hard to park a car between that right of way and the woodshed, even being on the 51 property side. The parking pad doesn't bother me because they're pulling their car out of the right of way onto a parking pad. It's the challenges. So I think the chair has the right approach, which is it's a good neighbor discussion. Right. That's the way it works, right? But we can't influence that. But it is a practical, it's kind of like the way it's been used up to this time, it may not be actually a compliant use of a right-of-way in my evaluation.
To be clear, we can put our car in the garage. It's just out of convenience for both parties. And again, we have 50, 60 years of usage of the easement in that way, because it's not practical to put the car in the garage.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think that we have touched that issue. Let's, thank you. Any other questions for this speaker? Okay, thank you. Let's move on to
Thank you for your time.
online speakers.
Through you, Madam Chair, we're having a issue connecting with the last speaker. I'm going to try to reach them another way.
Okay.
Mary Beth, we're having trouble connecting to you. I'm going to give you a call. Cheryl, you've been unmuted.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Okay, good. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, we can hear you.
Right. So I think what I understand that the variance for both the height and the extension were removed?
Yes, they only left with the only one variance, number 1. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair. Cheryl, can you state your first and last name and address that you reside at?
Sure. It's Cheryl Van Geest. I'm at 49 Highfield.
Okay.
So my overall concerns were just the overall scale. It seemed quite large for the lot, definitely over the allocated amount allowed previously through the floor space index. And I know that's been removed recently, but it still felt a little bit bigger than what should be used for that lot. So I'm relieved to hear that that's been removed to an extent. I still worry about the privacy, that having a third floor terrace, even with the privacy lines, is a bit of an imposition on our backyard. We bought about 1.5 years ago, and it, we kind of go in with this mindset that the lots in the area will remain relatively similar, and not to have something kind of overlooking the space that we use with our 5-year-old. We have a hot tub and a healthcare provider who uses our office space in the back at times to see additional patients. So we're just concerned about that as a big part of our privacy being lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is a smaller point, but the conduct of the owner has been a bit of an issue in terms of.
We can leave that alone. We were not going to discuss character and conduct here. Just tell us what other concerns you have on the proposal. Yeah.
As you can see with the parking, if there is concerns with the fit of cars with an additional unit, potentially even more cars than that, it only fits one. So if it's a 3-story unit, arguably there would be potentially more drivers. The demand on the street for parking would be impacted. So that's one of our other concerns.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Any question to this speaker? No? Okay, thank you. Yeah. Do we have another speaker?
Through you, Madam Chair, that's the end of the speakers. I can bring the agent back.
Please, yeah. Miss Evangelista?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'm here.
You heard the concerns. You can address them. Yeah. You have 5 minutes to do that.
Yes, Madam Chair. In relation to John and Laura at number 51, I will ensure that the owners of 53 do have conversation with them. We don't, each right of way is 1.07 meters or 1.07 meters in width. between the two homes, there's 2.14 meters. Currently, if we take a look at the survey, there's a frame shed that will then be transferred into a garage. The right-of-way is being used for both, so I will ensure that they have a fulsome conversation and it's worked out. But it is quite accessible, albeit, tight between the two homes, but we have no variances relating to our addition. And there is enough space because it is all open space at the back. So I will definitely arrange to have that conversation taken place. In regards to Cheryl's comments at number 49, the parking, there is quite a bit of parking, street parking. We do have, our own on-site parking for the home currently. It is 2 units, correct, for a family on the main unit, and then potentially additional person in the basement. But again, there is ample parking within the neighborhood. Privacy and the imposition. So as I mentioned, if we go to the 3rd floor, there is a privacy screen. They've been quite caring and understanding on the privacy of this rooftop terrace. And I would say that that privacy screen is approximately 5 meters in length. So, and it's, it's not your typical, 3 foot, it's quite high because privacy goes both ways. There's overlook and onlook. Also, if you see the aerial photo that I submitted, you'll see that the rear yard is quite heavily treed throughout all the neighboring properties, including 53, and they will be taking every precaution, working with forestry and, keeping and cleaning up. The home has required substantial cleaning up, and that's what they've been doing. And I believe I've addressed all comments. I did address their comments when I did read their letters and their concerns with the height, and that's why we removed the variances. So, Madam Chair, members, I do believe that the application that is in front of you is of good planning, and I'm open to any more questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we do have some question here. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're basically just talking about the balconies at this point. But the 3rd floor balcony, the privacy screening is only partial. It doesn't go all the way to the edge of the 3rd floor balcony. Can you sort of explain that?
It doesn't go to the edge, just to have some, open air. But what we can do, because it is at quite a, it's at a higher height, what we can do is we could then step it down to approximately, like a lower, maybe a 3 foot area, if that's what the members prefer to see.
Yeah, I think that might be helpful because, at the moment, it certainly provides privacy for the owners, but I think, neighbors might be concerned that people could go to the end and still have overlook. So if we could, maybe we can just impose the usual standard privacy screen, which I think would be lower than what's being offered for the last bit. Would that be okay? Yeah. I think that
absolutely.
Would help alleviate the neighbor's concern.
So she's talking about stepping it down, but you're suggesting to have extended to full length, right?
Yeah, full length, but like the last bit can be just the 1.5 meters, which I think is lower than what they are suggesting at the moment.
But how are we going to put it in words, though?
Well, why don't we just say that the privacy screen of minimum 1.5, and that way they can put it higher if they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that works.
All right. So we have that 1.5 height, yeah. All right. For the full length of the rooftop terrace.
And then,
Okay.
sorry, I believe that there's a planning condition which might impact
There are
that.
two conditions, yeah, of the planning report. Yeah.
So,
Oh, first of all, do we still have questions for the
oh
applicant?
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, we finished. Okay, now, yeah, go ahead. You like to move
So
a
the
motion?
planning condition is all the elevations and drawings. So can we do the planning condition, but add our own
Oh,
conditions?
yes, the privacy screen, yeah, we have to
So
add that.
we'll say the planning condition, but then we'll add our own condition.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. And also we have, it's our amended application.
Yeah, that's right. So do you want me to move a motion?
Yes, please,
Okay.
yeah.
So move a motion to approve the amended application with the planning condition and also with a separate additional condition that a minimum 1.5 meter privacy screen be implemented on the, is it the north and south? Yes. North and south sides of the third floor balcony.
Okay, so, yeah, we would like to second? Yeah, I got the man, yeah, Katie, second. And all in favor of the condition amended application, all in favor? It's approved, thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming, yeah. So the next item is item number 13, the, it's 119 MACPHERSON Avenue. This is to alter the existing 2.5 stories semi-detached by constructing a 2-story rear addition with a ground floor deck with stairs and a rear third floor rooftop deck and a new front porch with stairs. They're seeking 3 variances. We also receive a site plan, a survey site plan and elevations, floor plan elevations, revised site plans, and a red line public notice, and 4 photographs, cover letter, and email corresponding from the agent, and also we have American Site ASL interpreter request email, and also a Canada Hearing Service interpretation email. We also have received email correspondence from community planning and from urban forestry. We received support from 106 and 27 and 29 MACPHERSON Avenue.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and committee members. My name is Matthew Clymans of CGL Architects, located at 156 Avenue Road in Toronto, and I'm representing the owners of 119 MACPHERSON Avenue.
Okay, it seems that we haven't received any opposition, and there's no one else would like to speak to this item. Oh, you have made some revisions. Let's go through the revisions first then. Yeah.
Okay. We've eliminated variance number 1.
Okay.
Based on reducing the width of the proposed 2-story addition in the rear. And what this has done in turn is shaved the proposed rear deck back from the side yard lot line.
Okay, so you just eliminate that, thank you. And that's the only revision, right? Okay.
Correct.
So because it's not a contested application, I'm going to see whether we want a presentation from you. How about questions? No? Okay, we do not have questions for you either. Do you have anything you want to address the panel before we move into in the committee?
No, thank you. It's not necessary.
Okay, thank you. Now we are in committee. Seems to be quite straightforward, yeah. And in that area, in terms of variance 3, I think it's quite common to have that FSI, yeah, and yeah. So please, yeah.
Madam Chair, I'll move this application.
Yes.
First of all, this is a very interesting street with lots of, and I think this is the proposed solution they have for these 2 variances as per the revised variance for 2 and 3 are minor in nature. And I don't believe there's any conditions.
Yes, forestry condition 2, yeah.
Forestry, not the ASL. Yeah, I know, that's weird. Okay, but yeah, so just forestry condition 2, and I move that we approve this
Yeah.
application.
Yeah, we have a motion. I'd like to second that. Yeah, please second with the amended agenda and forestry condition 2. All in favor? All in favor, just approved unanimously. Thank you. Okay, anyone wants a break or we just move on? Okay. Okay, we can go to item 14 is deferred, and now we are in item 15.
Through you, Madam Chair, let's just wait for Peter Reid to exit the committee room.
Okay. Oh, yes, Peter declared conflict interest. Yeah. And item number 15 is 1-15 Denny Avenue and also 1496 to 1510 Yonge Street. This is to permit additional commercial types on the ground floor of the 44-story mixed-use building, and they're seeking for 2 variances. We also have received a survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, 4 photographs, and a cover letter, and an arborist report, and tree protection plan from the agent, and also the site's specific zoning bylaw. We also have received a report from community planning. And that's all the material we have received, and welcome. And
For you, Madam Chair, we have the agent here in person and no registered speakers.
Okay. And we do not have any opposition, so it's not contested application, but let's see whether they need a...
Question.
Do you like a presentation?
Questions? No, I don't need a presentation.
You don't need a presentation. How about you? So do you have questions? Yeah, please go ahead.
So it seems like this was originally imposed because of some concerns in the community about the use for these commercial spaces. So just wondering if you could very briefly tell us why those concerns aren't really relevant, or what's changed that means that we should, approve this.
Great, thank you. And through the chair, my name is Benjamin Hoff, planner and partner at Urban Strategies, acting on behalf of the application. So
you give us the address too? You have a...
Oh, sorry, yeah, 197 Spadina Avenue.
Okay.
So we were I was the applicant for this file when it was originally approved. It's actually now almost topped out from a construction perspective. This was... there was a bit of a history to this one where there was a development application on one site and an expansion of an existing park, a really significant expansion of that park. They were separated by a holdout property. So this actually went to council for approval in 2020. In the summer of 2020, there in the fall, that holdout property, they finally, after we got it approved, the holdout property, they were able to make a deal to acquire that, integrate that into the development, and have the development adjacent to the park. That happened in very late fall of 2020, and this went to council for approval with the additional site in early 2021. So it went onto the agenda and was approved in March. So there's very little time for extensive coordination and dialogue on it. So there were some concerns raised that there would be retail activities that could be disruptive to the community in a meeting with that the councillor hosted in early 2021. As a response to that, there was kind of this quick addition of a limit on those retail uses, so within the 10 meters. But in fact, it happened so quickly that in fact there's some inconsistencies between the staff report, which said that there's retail uses permitted along that, and those will be beneficial and animate the park, at least at the northwest corner of the site facing onto it. And so there was some inconsistencies in how it was brought forward, with an understanding that it could be resolved through a mechanism like this at a later date. And so the developer Slate recently reached out to the councillor's office as construction is completing to confirm that there are no issues here, which was confirmed by the councillor staff. And by city planning that have written a supportive submission on this. In terms of the actual kind of resolution of problematic or kind of loud uses or anything like that, I think there's a kind of a natural course and remedy for that. That doesn't involve restrictions on certain types of retail uses. So for example, 30 St. Clair also faces onto the park. The rear of that, there's a restaurant use that faces on and animates the park in the same way. There's no restrictions on those CR zone properties. Same with 40 St. Clair. So there's a whole series of commercial uses that are permitted around the edges of the park. It's just within this one site that they're restricted because of that kind of quick transition to integrate that holdout property.
Right. So in other words, what you're saying is that there's other similar spaces that don't have this restriction on the same park.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I can,
so this is kind of
if you'd like, I can show very quickly flash up a picture just demonstrating that.
I don't think we're allowed to show new stuff, so that's fine. Thanks a lot. That helps.
What's the proposed use?
There's actually no proposed use yet. It's but there as you can see from the images that are going up, reaching the topping out and soon to be at a point where they're leasing and occupying those spaces. Right now, the proposed restriction is pretty extensive. So. Again, inconsistencies. We're allowed to have outdoor patios, but not the retail uses that go with those outdoor patios. So it was the intention is to allow that flexibility. So you could have a cafe or something like that, or just a retail store, which aren't currently permitted with the 10-meter restriction.
There does seem to be a challenge for a lot of these residential developments to really get good tenants in their ground floor retail that are activate, right? And there's a lot of space available, and it is expensive space, we know. So thank you very much.
I'm happy to move a motion on this one. I mean, I think it's clarified. This is, in effect, fixing an anomaly. There's other retail spaces that face the park that don't have these restrictions. I think we're just fixing up an anomaly, and definitely it's actually an attractive concept if there was a cafe or something on the park. Those are always, they do animate those spaces. And I also noticed that there's no single family residential on this street. It's all condos and apartments. So I don't really feel like it's going to have any negative effects. So I move that we approve this variance with no conditions.
With no conditions?
I don't see any conditions required.
Yeah, I don't see either. Okay, Paul second, Paul Gogan second. All in favor of no conditions? All in favor, unanimously, 4-0. Yeah. Thank you, it's approved.
Great. Thank you
for coming. Yeah. Okay, we can get Peter back. Yeah. The next item is item 16. Yeah. And item 16 is 686 Queen Street West. This is to construct a new one-story detached commercial retail building with a mezzanine level at the rear portion of the building. They are seeking 3 variances. And we have also received a copy of survey site plan, floor plan elevations, 2 photographs, and a cover letter and from the agent. And also we received comment from Heritage Planning and a cover letter from the agent. And we received a staff report from Urban Forestry. That's all we have.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent here in person and one registered speaker in person.
In person, okay, so, all right. So in opposition, so you do have opposition. So can you give us your name? No, we listen to the applicants first. We'll call you. Yeah, all right.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Peter Milchin on behalf of the owner of the property. The application...
Your address too, please.
192 Lakeshore Road West.
Okay, thank you, that's where.
The application before you is to demolish the existing one-story commercial building, which occupies a portion of the property, and to rebuild it to essentially fully occupy the property. They will retain the existing basement and the concrete slab, the ground floor concrete slab that's over the existing basement. And that's a significant point when we get to the variances. The three variances we're requesting, the first one relates to pedestrian access and the requirement to have accessible access. We can't achieve that due to retaining the existing concrete floor slab, which of course the city prefers people not to demolish more than they need to these days because of the sequestered carbon within the concrete. So we're keeping that. If you look at the photos, the existing entrance had the edge of the concrete slab ground down for a smooth transition from sidewalk
I saw that.
into the space. It also has a push-button handicap door on it. The new construction will replicate that. Second variance relates to a pedestrian access on the east side of the building facing Euclid. This will be a delivery door. We are constrained in the location of this door due to a city-owned bicycle shelter that's on Euclid. I had extensive discussions with the cycling infrastructure staff at the city. They are not interested in moving that bicycle shelter, so we will protect it during construction, but it is a constraint on where we can locate the delivery door. The final variance is related to the rear setback of the building. The requirement is 7.5 meters. We're proposing 0 meters. However, the same controlling interest owns the properties to the west of this property. Those properties are served by a private laneway, which is 3.66 meters wide. The properties would be conjoined since it's really the same owner, but each of the properties is under a different corporate name. This property is under Junction Investments. The next one is under 100 Group. The one after that is under 120 Adelaide Holdings. It's the same owner. He's been consolidating properties. This particular proposal is driven by a new tenant that will be moving in. The tenant wants this floor plate, this design. The tenant is a clothing and footwear retailer, different one than the current one that occupies the property. It's been a long process of dealing with their London, UK-based architects and heritage planning to make sure that nothing objectionable is done here in terms of heritage issues, because it's within a heritage conservation district. I understand the residential neighbor to the north has some concerns, and I will be happy to address those after she speaks.
Okay, thank you. Yes. We will wait after we hear her, and then we might bring you back, and we might have questions for you. Okay. Please come up. It's your turn now. Yes.
Oh, I just come to it. Why?
No, just sit down first. Sit down and make yourself comfortable, and just give us your name and address. And you can sit down.
Received the letter from the city hall, and today's hour, then because my house is at the back.
No, it's okay. Give us your name. Give us your name.
My name is Fung Yi Cheng.
Fung Yi Cheng, and
my husband is Kei Chao Cheng.
Your address, please.
Number 10 Euclid. He want to build the back 2 story. No, 1 story is okay.
They're building 1 story, but with higher than 1 story, but with a mezzanine, yeah.
But now it's a sitting 6 Queen Street West is 1 story. If they added up 2 story, okay. But I am not agree they build 2 additional 2 story at the back with no parking at all.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very busy acting area. I worry something happened, accident in my neighbor. I want to be safe in Toronto.
Yes, I understand.
Are you agree?
I understand, yeah. So
I very love Toronto.
Yes, I
My family
understand.
grew
Yeah.
up in Toronto over 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Understand. So you're concerned with the parking and the heights, right? Okay.
Yeah, too high.
Okay, thank you.
They not say parking. They want to build 2 level at the back, 686 Queen Street West. But I say not agree 2 level. 1 level is okay, right? Reasonable.
I see. Okay.
And they want to build fully lot occupied. They have none parking. But by law, they don't need parking. Okay?
Yeah.
If they park the car on the street, ticket every 5 hours, I don't know. I don't mind, okay?
Okay, thank you.
But
Those are your 2 concerns, right? Yeah, 2. Okay. So the applicant will
But
come.
then you could, yeah.
Well, we'll call back the applicant. He will respond to your concerns, and let's see.
Yeah, he has to take care of me, okay? I am here, this house, 55 years. I grew up my children here, right? My children, one is children, he's a specialized doctor. Yeah, he have no time to come with mom.
Oh, okay. What address?
Number 10 you
number
could.
10
Beside this
No, I
guy,
just want to know
Mr.
exact locations.
Heisman, he want to build, apply to build. He owns 686 Queen Street West. This meeting, I come. The city mail me the letter. Great. I'm very nice to meet you, and I very thank you very much. You understanding, okay?
Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll bring the applicant then. He will comment on your concerns. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Not approved, right?
Yeah. Any question to this speaker? No. Yeah. Okay, thank you. You can take a seat back there, and then the applicant will come up and.
You cannot build 2 level at the back, right? Not approved, right?
They're allowed to do that, but.
No, I don't want it.
Through you, Madam Chair, I think she's asking if you've made a decision. A decision has not been made yet.
It's not made yet. We are going to discuss this now, and we're going to bring back the applicant. Maybe he can comment on your.
He changed the floor plan, not 2 story.
Yeah, we heard that. Yeah.
1 story, I say okay, no problem.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, we heard that. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll bring back the applicant. Maybe he can
Only
address.
two answer.
Thank
no
you.
2 story at the back. 1 story at the back is okay. No parking is zoning by law is okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And park on the street. Everyday ticket, I don't care.
Yeah.
The city more money, make more money from a ticket.
Okay, thank you. Please take a seat. We heard, we have heard your concerns. Yeah, your points. Yeah.
Like people living here happy and peaceful. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Oh,
and health. Okay.
Understand? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Not approved, right?
No, not yet. We haven't made a decision yet. You can take a seat at the back, just behind you, take that seat, and the applicant is going to come back and take this seat, and he will respond to your concerns.
He is not.
No, you take a seat, and then he will come up. Yeah, take a seat. Yeah.
But he represents the owner.
Yeah, he's representing the owner.
I got no money to employ somebody come to represent.
It's fine.
I come by myself.
But you have done very well. We all understand your concerns. Yeah.
We were surviving in Toronto 6 generations now. I had a grandson too.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please take a seat and we'll call up the agent.
Yes.
So I did have the opportunity to speak a little bit with Mrs. Chang earlier this morning. I understand her concerns about parking and height. Of course, there is no variance being requested for either height or parking. There is no municipal requirement to provide parking for a retail use in this location. The proposal is tenant-driven. There is a specific tenant who has designed the proposal, and they do not believe they require any parking. They don't want any parking. They're not required to provide any. The existing building is a very low one-story commercial building that only covers about half of the property. The new building will be a one-story building, covers virtually the entire property. At the rear, there is a partial mezzanine. The overall height is, I believe, 8.9 meters. That is not out of keeping with retailers such as, say, Shoppers Drug Mart, who build one-story buildings on Queen Street as well, and they're about that height, or other large footprint retailers. This isn't a large footprint retailer. It is an international retailer with a particular design brand, which they have they propose to build here. There is a separation between Mrs. Chang's property and this property of 3.66 meters, which is a private laneway. You will note that Mrs. Chang also has a driveway on the south side of her property. So there is, in terms of light and air and space, there is that separation. I have no authority from my client to suggest any changes today, so the application is as it is before you, and I request that you support it as it does meet the 4 tests under the Planning Act.
Yes, I see there's some separation, plus the driveway and also the private laneway is probably quite a generous separation, and maybe Ms. Chen cannot visualize it sometimes. Sometimes people do not know how much the separation is. But I just want to make, you mentioned the private laneway. Is it? The private laneway, I'm so sorry, I'm speaking. Just sit down. Okay, please take a seat, and then I have a question to ask. The private laneway is being used by different tenants or just by one owner?
So when I say private laneway, it means it is not a city-owned laneway.
Excuse me, ma'am. We've heard from you. You cannot say anything else at this time, okay? So I ask that you stay quiet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The laneway, this application is 686 Queen Street.
Yeah.
Technically, the address 688 Queen Street is also on this property. The adjoining properties of 690 and 692 Queen Street West to the west, they have access through that laneway.
Oh, good. Yes.
You have the surveys before you. The registered easements are noted on the survey.
So that's easement too, okay. Yeah.
So I honestly, I don't know if 686 Queen has a right of access through the laneway. If they do, they haven't been using it because you can see in the photos there's a chain link fence along the edge of the laneway as it is today.
Okay.
If Mrs. Chang has some rights to that laneway, then we're not impacting those rights with this application. The laneway is not being touched.
Okay, I just want to know whether, yeah, is it affecting the proposal? Okay, any other questions? Yeah.
Just in reference to the your neighbor's concerns, there's no height variance, but in fact you are building quite a substantial building in the setback space that we are actually discussing in terms of variance. So just wondering, do you know why they're insisting on a mezzanine, and is there going to be like a second floor, or is it just going to be a tall storage space?
From what I know, and I've seen examples of some of their retail stores in other cities, this is their format. They have sort of a large open space, and they have partial mezzanines for some of their showroom space. This is this retailer's international format.
So this is actually going to, it's not, it says stockroom in the plans.
Because I believe there will be stockroom and there will be some display space as well.
But there won't be any like sort of partial second floors or anything like that?
No. There's a slight increase in the overall height at the rear because they plan on having sort of a clear story window to bring more light sort of into the center of the store at that transition point. As you can see, that transition point is quite close to Queen Street. It's so the height of the building that they're proposing is kind of that's the height that it happens to have a partial mezzanine at the rear. It's kind of immaterial to what the overall proposal is. I understand Mrs. Chang's concern.
I mean, it does have some impact on her, so that's why I thought it would be good to have an explanation.
If somebody came in with an application for a mixed-use residential building, the height limit here is 16 meters, and likely they would apply for more than 16 meters, and the setback requirements have been relaxed, and that's not to belittle Mrs. Chang's concerns, but at the end of the day, it's a one-story commercial building that's being...
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's a helpful explanation for the neighbor.
Okay, thank you. And any other questions? Yeah. Okay, we do not have any more questions. Okay, we are in committee now. Okay, Dylan, I actually heard of concern, but that's why I'm asking about the private lane and also her driveway.
Yeah, and I just thought that it would be helpful to have an explanation.
The separation is actually quite large for downtown Toronto, right?
I thought it. They're asking for an unusually high first floor, so the neighbor's concerned about it, so I thought it was helpful to have an explanation.
Oh, no, yeah, that's why I was asking this question, if it's remain a laneway.
Yeah.
And the private, so it's nothing will be built on that space. That's what I said. Okay. Yeah. Paul, yes.
About the tree.
Oh, you have still a question? Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out, forestry doesn't respond to it, but there's a pretty substantial tree at the end on the property line.
Forestry 1 condition.
But is it going to remain, or?
I think that's in Street View, but it's not in the photos in the application package. I think it's gone now. It was a large tree, yeah.
I'm using Street View, sorry about that.
Yeah.
My apologies.
No, I had the same concern, but it doesn't appear to be there in the current pictures.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So we are in committee now. We finished the questions. So okay. No, all right. Yeah. So want to start?
Sure, I can, Chair. I think this is completely reasonable. I mean, my first thought when I saw this application was it's rare that we see a one-story building being proposed on a main street in the city, right? And I understand, you know, the owners or the tenants' specific needs, so it's not for me to comment on that. But the variances themselves, I think the fact that there is the kind of double lane separation between this property and the property to the north gives a lot of buffer. This is less than 2 stories in real height at the back, and the impacts of building something as of right on that lot in terms of shadow overlook, that kind of thing, I think would be more extreme than what's being proposed now. So I think this is eminently fair and an okay proposal. So I'll move approval subject to urban forestry condition 1.
Okay, yeah. And anyone want to second that motion? Katie, on KDPC, KDPC second. With forestry condition 1, all in favor? Yeah. All in, I can't see, yeah, Paul's hand. Okay, thank you. It's unanimously approved. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Yeah. So then the next item is item number 17, 113 LIGHTBOURN Avenue. This is to alter existing 2-story semi-detached dwelling by constructing a rear 1-story addition with a ground floor deck and stairs. The existing rear 1-story addition will be demolished. They are seeking only 1 variance. We also receive a copy of survey site plan, floor plan elevations, and 4 photographs. That's all the material we have received on this application.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers. Carr, you've been unmuted.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Carr Martin from Science Station Architecture at 61 Elm Grove.
Okay, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, it's better now. Yeah, speak to the mic. Yeah.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, much better. Yeah, okay.
Hi, it's Carr Martin from Science Station Architecture, and I am the agent for this project. And it is, I'm at 61
Give us
Elm Grove.
also your address. Yeah, your address.
61 Elm Grove.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Do you require a presentation?
I'm going to check. I don't think so, but yeah, no, we do not need, it's quite straightforward. And any questions? No, we do not have any question for you either. Do you have anything you specifically you want to address the panel before we move into discussion?
There's only one just item for clarification. It's a very straightforward application, but I did originally submit a zoning waiver with an additional variance on it, and that has been superseded. So I just want to note that because of a discrepancy in the building length, it was including the cold room area, but it was recommended that I submit it to the zoning examiner. So their examination superseded that, and that variance is gone, and I'm just applying for the 1 variance to increase the gross floor area.
That's exactly what we are looking at, right? You only have this one.
Exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because the drawing does say it has a building length that's over, but that is, yeah, you can ignore that now.
It's deleted anyway. Yeah, remove. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, I think that. Any other questions? Okay, we do not have any more questions, and now we are in committee. I want to take this on because it's KDPC. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think that this is very, very minor and appropriate. We're only dealing with a small FSI increase from very modest 1-story addition, so I'll make a motion to approve, and I don't believe there were any conditions attached.
No conditions, yeah. So I want a second. Yeah, Peter want a second. No condition, all in favor? Unanimously approved is approved. So the last item for the morning session is 18. This is 476 Plains Road. Is is to alter the existing one-story detached dwelling by constructing a complete second-story addition and a rear ground floor deck with stairs. The existing one-story attached garage along the west side of the dwelling will be maintained and no changes. And they are also seeking one variance. And for this, we have received a copy of a survey site plan, floor plan elevations, cover letter, and a tree protection plan from the agent. That's all the material we have received. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Okay.
Morning, Madam Chair. Jay Smith, agent for the application. My address is 2493 Frankfield Road in Mississauga.
Yes, it's not a contested application. It seems to be quite straightforward. I don't think anyone require, no, with any questions, no question either. So we are ready to move this in committee. Do you have anything you want to address the committee before we?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, now we are committee, yeah. Paul, yeah, Paul Gauguin, yeah, please.
Again, good application. The proposed variance is very minor in nature. The FSI increase is very reasonable. I would propose that we approve this application.
Yes, yes, Dylan, second. With no condition, all in favor? All in favor is unanimously approved, yeah. Thank you. I think that we finished the morning sessions and when do we?
Through you, Madam Chair, we'll start at 2:10.
2:10. Okay, thank you.